That leg. Oh my god, that leg. I like that leg. Leg.
Boom. Perillo.
Lickworthy. Ooh, Sniff-worthy. Harry Potter guy. Star Wars guy. Hashtag Planet of the Apes guy. Out-of-box collector guy. Predator guy. Hashtag Alien guy. Hashtag Nerf guy. Hashtag
Feet guy.
What's going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon. Welcome to, what's the show called again? The Unusual Suspects. First one of the year. This is only the second stream of the year. We haven't been here since the end of December. Anyway, I'm going to bring in the boys. We got Bubs represented here, and we got some Oldwolf represented here. Paulie. What is happening, guys?
Hey,
what's going on? I gotta tell you, you two are pretty good-looking guys.
Oh, well,
you have taste, man. I love that.
I thought I'd sneak that in here before Russ got here.
You know, you got to redo that intro because the Russ there isn't the Russ we have now.
That's true. I got to ask Russ. Hey, Sarah. Sarah's in Sydney at the moment. She's in another state. She hasn't been here for the whole week.
Wow. So she's off watching a play, right? So she's seen it like 7 times in 4 days. Is that the current tally?
Something like that. It's
All
been
right.
a lot of times. It's been a lot of times. All right. So we only have Oldwolf for a limited time today. So we've got to squeeze in all the Oldwolf segments as much as we can in the first hour because you're only going to be here for about an hour, right?
Yeah, I'm out of here around 7 o'clock. So
people have been squeezing Oldwolf into tight spots for a long time now.
yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
So we're going to be eating some spicy noodles today. Oldwolf, I messaged him like an hour ago. I was like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to eat them right at the start and have them ready? And he goes, yeah, mine are already ready. And I was like, that was like an hour ago. I was like, won't they be cold? He's like, yeah, it's all good.
Cool.
Is that some sort of hack, like to get away from spicy food? You just let it sit and cool for an hour?
Mine's going to be piping hot.
Doing this.
Look at that color. All right.
Make a difference.
I'm going to quickly go finish preparing mine, and then we'll do that first. All right, Olaf? So you two entertain the masses of 2 people that are watching. Oh, you brought the packet. Great. Thank you. Because you got the 2 times.
I followed the directions on the back. I didn't want Bob to think I was cheating. I actually have the empty envelopes for everything.
No, that's the stay fresh envelope. That's got silica. You're not supposed to put that on the food, Oldwolf.
It looks a little crunchy.
Oh my god! You know what? You're just going to be even better preserved than you already are, my friend.
There you go, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So how you doing,
Hey,
man?
we got Captain Sorrow in the house and Oldwolf, so the chat's popping off. I got wait, hold on. We'll get another one in there. Hey, says Bubs World. Bubs World's in the chat as well.
Hey,
all right. Thanks for everybody. Yeah. So I just found out this morning I got a subscription notice, and I got hit with like $2.99 or something. I'm like, what is this crap? And it said, thank you for your donation to the Seminiverse or whatever the hell this is. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I signed up for that crap. And so far, I think I've watched like 2 or 3 members only videos. But like, so the first time I watched the members only video, which is longer, like an extended cut, right? but then it's also missing some of that sharp editing that you get from Simon, which is pretty nice. So
the kind of the stuff that goes here and then goes.
Yeah, the quick and the, and all that, and a little bit of the, whatever he does. So you're missing a little bit of that, but other than that, it's pretty good stuff. I have to say, I enjoy the longer format, especially the ones with Mark, because he's got quite the potty mouth.
Yes, he does. Aggressively.
What's up, AR? Good to see you.
And so Mark is closing the shop.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know.
Yeah, how's that going to work?
I don't know. It may or may not work. I think what happens is that what I find is that people jump into the wrong places. So at least it looks like he's gauging his business. What you really would hate to see is someone who was clinging to a failing business model and pumping money into it constantly, losing money, and then keeping that going out of some misplaced sense of pride or loyalty or something, and end up going to the poorhouse over it. So at least he's making adjustments. Yeah, you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of the comic shops here that are obviously open, that have been around for a long time, man, I can't imagine what their inventory looks like. Like the behind the store part that you don't see of the years and decades worth of back issues they must just be sitting on. And Mark doesn't have that, which is kind of one good thing.
So go ahead. I know you guys want to
I still don't understand how he's going to work it out of the storage area.
So he's done it before. So he did it between stores. So when he moved from his old shop to the current shop, he didn't have a store. So he basically moved everything into a storage unit. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the chat. Did you do all this for me, Bub?
Oh yeah, we're all over, but I can't highlight them.
Okay.
You haven't. Although I paid my dues, I just today I paid my $2.99.
Shout out for the. I appreciated your review on the membership. So
yeah,
very good. Bub speaks truth. Remember that, people.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So Mark moved everything in the storage locker, and we would still go and see him. We just had to call him on the day. So he would always be there Wednesdays, because back then New Comic Book Day was still a thing.
Yeah.
So mostly Wednesdays he'd be there for most of the day. People would just show up, call him, he'd drive out, pick you up, drive you into the storage locker, and we'd hang out there for and talk shit for an hour. Sometimes I was there for nearly 2 hours once,
which makes sense. Because most people like us are pretty keen to hop in a van that says free comics. And just where are we going? We're going to a storage unit, folks. All right. Hey, have you ever been before? Is that a bowl of candy? I mean, we're ready.
Goes and takes the key, brings it up.
Yeah. Closing it right behind you.
The problem is, right, so his current storage locker he's going to get is actually much smaller. So the previous storage locker was like a garage, right? So it was a pretty decent space. So I could kind of picture filming in that previous one. I haven't seen the current storage locker he's moving into, but he said it's only going to be 5x3. And I don't know, I think that's probably bigger than I picture it. But,
you
man.
You can't
so the storage lockers near me all have, I remember not too long ago, which thankfully it's been almost 10 years now. But I was basically, we'll just say in between lifestyles. And I was looking at these storage facilities, and in the contract, it says the two main stipulations were you could not use it for commerce, meaning you couldn't have people there buying and selling. Now, if you needed to pick up stuff if you're using a stock room, you could do that, but you couldn't have people transacting in there regularly. Right. And then also you weren't allowed to live in it, which at that time was the one that bothered me most. So, but it is what it is. But they had, but those are the stipulations. So I'm surprised. I know over there you guys aren't allowed to have firearms and stuff. So maybe there's some other loose laws going in the storage facility. They just took all that liberties and put it into the storage facilities. Is that how it goes?
Well, I think Mark told me he's got permission to sell out of there at least.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
To run his thing, yeah. So
is he gonna have sheets of plastic on the walls and on the floor, and just in case there's a little blood? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
oh,
just a little. Huey Lewis playing in the background.
I want to see this land speeder bed that Aggressive picked up.
Yeah, he showed like a post, but he only showed parts of it. So I was like, is this like a child's land speeder bed? Or now AR is not a particularly tall individual, but I don't think anyone would call him a particularly small individual either. So
if he gets into a fetal position, he might fit.
I don't know. I met this guy, and I'm telling you, I don't think he's fitting in what is likely a crib-sized bed. I think he's going to need a full-sized adult bed, if not, maybe not queen, but he's got to get a. I always forget. Is it standard, double, twin? I don't know how it works, but whatever the largest is. So is full bigger than twin?
Yes, twin is full is like two twins put together, basically almost.
All right, so full size. I think our man AR needs a full size. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and the queen and there's California queens and stuff because
no, it's California kings. The California queens, they used to be princes. Now they're princesses, and they become California queens.
You know,
they have goldfish in their heels. You know how it is, Oldwolf.
It's a big ass bed, but sadly, it's not fun. Okay.
Is it a dog bed?
Well, it's not for him.
Oh, maybe it's a dog bed.
That's cool to get a cool bed like that because I'd like to have that kind of bed, but I don't know if I'd sleep in it. Like at my work, there's a place that sells like this car bed, and I just saw it from the side view. I didn't realize it was a bed at first. I thought it was just like a toy car you sit in. And I was like, "Oh, that looks sick." And then I saw it was a bed. I was like, "Oh, that's still kind of sick."
You're having a moment, I see.
Simon wakes up in a car bed, a little racing car. Was it red?
No.
Was it a red?
Just half? Half of it was red.
It could look like Lightning McQueen or whatever, right from a car.
Lightning McQueen.
Sarah's a big Lightning McQueen fan, so that would work.
That's cute.
I can see you got some chopsticks there, Oldwolf. So should we get into the noodles?
Let's get into the noodles.
All right, hang on a second.
Tony has huge hands.
I'm gonna move Oldwolf up the top. So whoa, slow down, wait. I've got to do the I made one of these. This is spicy noodles with SimpleWolf.
Did you say SimpleWolf?
I don't know. I came up with that like 5 minutes before I walked out the door this morning. So
it sounds a little bit like a program for mentally challenged dogs.
Man, right, I just played that intro and we dropped down to one viewer.
Yeah, the SimpleWolf is what got him.
All right, this is what I mean.
Oldwolf has got that. Now, hang on. Let me make you big for a second, right? So you've got the 2 times spicy, as you can see at the top there. So I don't know if you guys can see that chicken properly. Can you hold that chicken up to the camera closer? Now, that chicken is telling you that this shit is spicy. And as you can see at the top there, it is the 2 times spicy, which is pretty spicy. I've had it before. I went to get my packet, and I came across the 3 times spicy. Mate, look at that. That chicken is crying.
She's crying. She looks even angrier, too.
So
I looks a little familiar, I got to tell you.
I couldn't find the 3 times here, so.
But yeah, these are pretty spicy. So we'll eat these noodles, and I'm going to tell a story while I'm eating the noodles. The story will be the story of this T-shirt that Oldwolf sent me. Because I don't know if you guys saw the video when I revealed the T-shirt. I had no idea he was sending it to me, and I was like, "What is shout out Deer?" I didn't get it. I didn't understand. So I'm gonna eat these noodles, and then I'm gonna explain to you guys the story of shout out Deerfield. All right, Oldwolf, you ready for some spicy noodle action?
Let's do it.
All right. Yours is cold. Oldwolf had his prepared 3 hours ago.
Yeah, mine's cool.
And what shall I do while you two are doing future damage to your rectum?
Holy shit. That's pretty hot. All right. So
is that extra time spicy a bit much? Is it more than you thought it'd be?
It was pretty instant though. Normally spicy doesn't hit you straight away. Very instant.
Now, when you took the bomb sauce just recently, the bomb sauce, if you will, you primed your throat and stomach with milk.
No, I didn't.
As you were, yeah, you took a drink of milk first, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said usually people do that, and my friend suggested that, but I forgot to buy milk.
I see. All right. So did you today prime your throat and stomach with a nice white blast of liquid?
I did not.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I got here. I'm going to use it. I'm not cheating. I don't care if you consider me cheating. I'm just gonna use
What's in there?
Water.
Water?
How do you like it, Oldwolf? Do you like the flavor at least?
Yeah, it's all right.
I feel like I should be sliding something hot down my throat with you guys working so hard on these. I feel like I'm letting you guys down.
All right. So let me tell you about the story of Shout Out Deerfield. I messaged Tony and I was like, what's Deerfield? And he said, from your last stream with Russ. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't get it. And he kept like making references, but not actually explaining to me what the hell Deerfield was. So basically, it was something that me and Russ spoke about on our stream together. And
that's it?
No. So I don't know if you remember the story, but wait, basically, Oldwolf came back with a comment saying, "Oh shit, it was meant to say Deer Park."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
the water.
I wrote the wrong place because I told that story about how I nearly crapped myself during that vlog, and I found a toilet in Deer Park. And I said, shout out Deer Park. But Oldwolf thought he tried to send me a t-shirt that said Deer Park, but he couldn't even do that properly.
He spent a lot of money on that piece of crap. Sorry, Oldwolf. Hey, look who it is. Slim Russ,
Hey.
90.
What's up, guys?
Maybe you
What's
guys
going
can
on?
ask us questions like on Hotline. How much money would you pay Russ to eat this?
Was that the spicy noodles or is that the bomb sauce you had earlier?
Spicy noodles. He's got one more X than Oldwolf.
You got chicken, Russ? You want to be that chicken, don't you?
No, I'm good, man.
No one went down the wrong pipe.
Oh.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Oldwolf's
Russ.
choking on his chicken.
Russ, it's over 9,000
Carefully.
officially.
Yep.
That was a quick rise, mate.
YouTube Shorts, man. When they take off, they take off. It's crazy.
Mhm.
You just got to get the right thing to attract the algorithm.
Yeah.
But in the end, I mean, so you get the subs, right? And
Yeah.
so maybe you get monetization, I suppose.
Well, I'm not going for monetization. I just
I know.
wanted to hit that goal.
I'm just
Well,
saying, but
what
overall,
if
are you seeing more people watching your regular videos, or is it just the shorts? that are going up?
Actually, the last couple I put out have gotten over the usual amount. I usually get anywhere from 30 to 50, and a couple of them are getting close to 100.
So you put out
like regular comic book videos. So
Cool.
that's cool.
Hey, hanging in there, Oldwolf.
hot.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Did you guys like how Oldwolf used chopsticks and I used a fork?
Yes, but to be fair, to see you, Simon, carrying chopsticks would be a little bit on the nose. And I can tell you, like, I always make sure, like, I make my son use the leaf blower in the front yard because I feel like a large Mexicanish type looking guy with a leaf blower is a bit of a cliche. Like to see the lawn care guy, and they're like, oh, when does the Lord of the Manor get home? I'm like, yeah, so yeah, that's how it is.
Are you gonna wear a straw? Do you wear a bandana around your neck and maybe a hat or something? A straw hat. Or
I transfer it around. I start with it on my wrists, and then I move it to around my neck, and then top of my head, and then in my back pocket, Springsteen style.
There you
That's
go.
what I do there. Yeah.
You know what, man? I was going to say, I reckon that's very similar to the kind of heat that I got from the bomb. Like,
Maybe you're still recovering from the bomb. How long ago did you film that? 16 months ago?
oh, wait. I know the camera can pick it up, but I do have a little bit of a...
Don't touch your hand to your eye.
Yeah.
That's rule number 1 in spicy food eating. Everybody knows that. Wear your gloves.
Did anyone notice I wore a glove on the
Yeah,
bomb?
one-
Yeah. I saw it earlier, but I didn't get to comment on it.
I think it was about the same.
How long you been playing the trumpet, old wolf?
Oh, for years. So it's actually a rusty trombone.
Is it rusty? Oh man, I'm sorry about that. The old rusty trombone. You can reach around and get a new one. Yeah, easy now. I might be getting a new car, or I guess I should say another car. Yeah, my son has joined the working ranks.
All right.
So you giving him a car?
No, I'm just going to help him select one. I'll do the deal, and then he's going to pay for it.
How old is your son?
20.
Very good.
We're going to go after the stream. My wife and I are going to go pick it up, test drive it around. The guy said, hold it for the weekend, make sure we wanted it. Let my son see it in the driveway and see if he gets excited. If he gets excited, we might do something about it. If he doesn't,
What job did your son get?
He's working at the Papa John's. He's working with the Papa.
What's
making
that?
the pizzas. That's what I did when I was his age too. So
What's Papa John's?
That's kind of nice. It's a pizza place.
It's a pizza place.
That's right. They make good pizza.
Job at Home Depot today. A second job. You got another job. He was at Walmart. I was working at Home Depot.
Both?
Do you get free pizza working there?
Yeah, he does.
That's nice.
No, he's going to work full time, so this one's giving him more money.
Oh, that's better. And nuclear families, then they get 50% off.
Ooh.
But every time I want to order, he's like, I don't want pizza. Because he's eating it
Work
every
with it
day.
all day,
know?
get tired of it. Yeah.
I was like that my whole life. So when I became an adult, I rarely wanted pizza because I ate so much pizza as a kid because of Ninja Turtles and all that shit.
Hold on. Is this a very emotional story for you, Simon? Please take your time.
Literally got tears in my eyes.
It's okay. If it's too much, just let us know. Are you all right?
People always wanted a pizza, and I was like, I've eaten so much pizza in my life.
To be a turtle. I eat pizza all the time.
Sorry.
It wasn't until probably the last 5 years that I started to enjoy pizza again. Not enjoy, but like I always liked pizza, but because I like food, when I would get food, I like to mix it up. I don't like always getting the same thing. So stuff that I've eaten a lot of in my lifetime, it's like, for example, I grew up in a Chinese restaurant. My parents owned a Chinese restaurant. So when I grew up and had money to buy my own food, I would never fucking put my money on Asian food because why would I do that? I ate it my whole life. So I would always buy. It wasn't until later in life when one of my ex-girlfriends, she was into Asian food. So I was like, I guess we can go get Asian food.
Obviously.
Hey. So, yeah. But for a long time, I would just never spend money towards Chinese food or any of that shit. Now it's like,
So when that ex-girlfriend, when she wanted Chinese food, did you go to your parents' restaurant? So you go to have prices?
Nah, because my parents sold they've been retired for a long time. They sold their business in 2000 when I was 18. So it was a long time ago. So my dad retired then, and then my mum would just help out friends who maybe had, businesses mostly and stuff.
Yeah. Now I have to say, Simon, I'm a little distracted by your amazing wardrobe this evening, and I have to say, now you currently are the only proud owner of a shirt from all of us panelists. That's true, isn't it? Because I know you wear your Superrus shirt all the time. So you got a Russ
shirt. I have a Russ shirt. I've got multiple Oldwolf shirts. I got one of these.
Yeah. So now I won't ask which is your favorite because I don't want you to have to play favorites. But I will ask which is the best embroidered one.
Oh, that one is.
Well, look, I'm not gonna lie. The quality on this is top shelf. It feels comfortable. I like the style. This is not something you see. This is like a very baseball type jersey, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
We're gonna have baseball down here, so I'm gonna be very unique. I'll tell you what though. Last week. Sorry, I just want to say hi to Small Fries here.
and Comic Capsule Collectibles, and Troy was in here as well. Hello, everybody. Go
on. Last week I saw a video, right, and it was Mad Spidey posted a video saying like a package from Bubs World, and I was like, "You mother!" I thought you sent him one of these, and I wasn't going to be the only. I wasn't going to be the only Spider with one.
If he wears Bub's shirt before, I sent him two 2 shirts. He's got 2 of my shirts. If he wears Bub shirts against my, I'm never gonna be on YouTube again.
I didn't send him one. And you know what else he didn't get? A note.
Oh, you know what? You know what he did get though? Weren't those Doctor Who cards mine?
Yeah, but you didn't order them. So
I know I didn't order them.
So you didn't order them. They came as a extra gift or a mistake, possibly, in a package that came. I'm pretty sure they came in one of your packages. I know neither one of us ordered them, and I ended up with them. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to send these on to Simon. But they were too big to put in your package. And I was like, well, he doesn't want this stuff. He doesn't care about weighing them down. And I would have had to get a bigger box to send them to you. But, other Simon, Simo, he was Spidey. He was getting a box already sent, and it fit absolutely perfect to make sure that the card on the back of the box didn't bend. So it fit. It was functional. It was perfect. And I figured you said you knew a pretty good Doctor Who fan. Were you just going to give that to Beck anyway?
No, it was someone else. But
well, then it worked out better. I don't know that other guy, and I know Beck, so that works.
You know
out.
you might know the guy. It was Think Geek Theory. He used to do YouTube.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I miss that guy.
I miss a lot of guys. I was thinking just last week. I was like, it would be great if I tried to get something of a YouTube reunion going and just send out feeler. A lot of these people, I don't know how you'd even get a hold of them anymore. But just anyone I could find. Some of them are still on Instagram, but they're not on YouTube anymore. So just shoot out a blast and say, hey, YouTubers of old, I know you guys are all married and your wife beats you over the head every time with a bowling pin or a rolling pin and says, you can't go on anymore. It's them or me. But it's been a while. We miss we want to see if you've got a new mustache or a new, growth coming out of your neck. We want to get to know you again.
That's extremely long.
Maybe we'll get it. It took so long, it took up 2, and so it'll be impossible to follow that link anywhere.
I was just.
But anyway, maybe we can get an old group of YouTubers together that we miss. You know
who I hung out with last night on Jigs' channel? What's his name? Is it? I can't remember his name. Is it MF90? YouTuber's.
Oh yeah, Chad. He's back.
Chad,
yeah, he's
Chad,
been back.
It is Chad.
He's been back for a couple months.
But then I was like, wait, isn't Fish Cat Chad?
Well, he was on. Yeah, you were on with him this
last night. They were up till crazy hours.
Whose channel was this on?
It was on Jigs.
Who's that?
Jigs Kingdom.
Oh, Jigs. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand your. I think the back of your throat's still burning. I didn't know.
The night before, how you and Oldwolf were on Jigs' channel, right? So I'm at work. I got an hour left to go. And I see you guys. So I clicked on it and said, hey, I'm at work. I might jump on when I get home. I was excited. I had these drinks in the fridge all week waiting for someone to live stream. No one live streamed all week. You guys were on. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to hang out with these guys. I come home. Stream's over. I was devastated.
Dude, I was up till 1 o'clock with him.
Well, last night they were up till, I think it was like...
He's talking about last week, Oldwolf.
No.
Yeah, this morning, I got out.
I wasn't on this week.
No.
Me.
Weren't you there?
So
Oldwolf was there. And Joey Bags.
It was me and Perry.
Joey Bags showed up. I saw his face for the first time.
I'm usually there on Wednesday night and sometimes Thursday night too. And hasn't he been doing Tuesday nights also? I don't know. He's going live a lot. I've been on a lot, but this week I was too busy. I couldn't make it this week. I was trying to get some sleep.
So Bob, I get up around 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time to take an old man piss. And they're on. Simon's on, Perry's on, Jigs is on. I was like,
wow,
dude. It's like, but for Simon, it's like 7 o'clock in the afternoon. 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'll probably end up on Low Grade tonight if they drop the link. Sometimes they don't drop the link. Like if they're busy and they can only do an hour, a tight hour, then they won't drop the link. But if they're going to go for a while, I'll hop on there. And then doesn't somebody else do a Friday night? Or sometimes Hack does one, or Jigs will do one, or somebody. I'm usually on 2 or 3 streams. I'm usually on 2 or 3 streams each Friday. I'm usually on 2 or 3 streams each Saturday. And then Sunday, I rest.
Speaking of tight hours,
he does 8-hour shows. That's totally.
He's retired.
Says the guy who did 24 hours.
Yeah, but I did that once.
He's retired.
Duke's invented that.
It is what it is. I'm surprised Russ doesn't do that because you
Yeah.
still have that insomnia, don't you, Russ?
Yeah, I'm up late a lot, but I'm usually like just gaming or something.
Why don't Russ? Why don't you do a 24-hour show?
I don't know. I did like a 16-hour gameplay stream one time, but that was as long as I've gone.
And I'm sure those 3 viewers appreciated that.
Yeah.
But if you did a proper live stream, I bet you'd have plenty of people watching.
I need to bring back the Let's Talk Comics show because it's been several months now, and I had a couple people when I had JoJo on. We ended up like 4 hours. Magic Lasso was on for like 3 hours and something.
That's fun.
There you go.
And that
just hang
chat's
out and talk
popping on
comics
Instagram.
and junk.
Old Wolf, did you bring anything to show today?
No.
Are you prepared to show something?
I wasn't starting. I thought we were just hanging.
I thought we were doing the noodles.
Oh,
No, we're doing the noodles.
I gotta do this.
Wait. Oh, hang on. Where is it? I made like new intros with like new sounds on it.
Really?
Old Wolf is unprepared, so you better be prepared right now, Old Wolf, because here we go. Old Wolf show stuff.
This is the sequel to Brenda's Beaver
Oh,
to the Baba.
that's the best one, Old Wolf.
That's right. So I finally picked this one up. This is the Brenda's Beaver plays around.
Mm-hmm. I like how they gave her bushy hair on top so that you can just imagine the rest.
Yeah, baby. Well, we're talking about actually her beaver. What kind of a sick fucking are you? We're not talking.
I'll
about
explain later.
Jensen. We're talking about her beaver. Her beaver plays golf.
I love playing golf. Let's read it.
No,
What
I'm
do you-
not reading it. I can't
Why
read
not?
it. I need the subs. I need the time.
What
See, look, see her beaver. She's got such a cute beaver.
where do you get these books, man?
They're out there. I just find them.
It's these secret
So-
little books.
So
over
I just
there.
want to let you know, Larry has a wiener, and,
yeah.
Gary has a big old hog.
What color is Larry's wiener?
Hold on. Larry it seems to be an African American, so it's actually a black dog,
Oh, okay. Got a black wiener.
black wiener.
Congratulations, Old Wolf.
Thank you.
So does that go in the family library upstairs or in your private collection?
It's up here. No, it's a family.
okay.
Everybody can read it. Hey, Byrne. There's a girl named Byrne. She's known to shave her whole. Right here. So
Oh
this
my.
is- Yes.
And the shot from the hole. You don't see that very often.
I know. And Brenda
Very
goes.
difficult to pull that off.
I just want to let you know, Brenda goes au natural. Just it's
I don't
just right
blame
there. She's in the
Balls in the weeds right there. I
There
see.
you go, baby. So yeah,
Very
that's coming
good.
up. Kenneth, hope you're feeling well. Bub,
Very
Bub, where's your store? Do you have a store still, Bub?
Everything is custom order in,
Oh, is it?
in Bub's world. Handmade too. Handmade, custom ordered with chopsticks.
You ship them. You go down to Texas, bring them back up, and they all make them.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm
Just
trying
hang on. So your store, Old Wolf, is Teespring, is it?
Yeah.
Because what I noticed is with the YouTube thing, you can link your store, but I thought you could link any store, but you can only link Shopify and Teespring, I think, right?
Redbubble.
Not sure. I don't have
mine.
mine linked. I don't know
Can't
if
do
I can link
Redbubble.
mine.
You can't
don't
link
think-
Redbubble.
I don't think I can.
Really?
See, Redbubble's better.
Yeah, because you're not monetized. That's why you can't link it. But once you
Right.
monetize it, gives you that option.
Right.
It only gave me, I think, Spotify. Not Spotify. Shopify. Shopify, you got to pay for.
Yeah.
Why would I do that when no one's buying my shit anyway?
And Teespring says it would ship. It has it. I shipped to Australia using them, but it takes forever you to get it. I think Redbubble is quicker for people in Australia to get their
Yeah,
stuff.
because it gets made in Australia,
Right.
printed in
Yeah.
Australia. When
But
you
I'm
send
already-
it to
I'm
Teespring
already set
and
up.
you send it to the wrong address, Old Wolf.
Well, yeah, 2U, 8U. What the hell? It's like just a U. So you got it, right? It's just downstairs or upstairs. I don't know where you are.
No, but buddy, the only reason I got it is because the neighbor happened to catch me walking by and said, "Hey, are you unit 8? Because your shit keeps coming here." And not only was it a Christmas card, it was like coffee syrup and all this other stuff he kept sending to her.
Have you tried it yet?
No, I really need to though.
Dude, you got like 3 gallons with the coffee.
I'm gonna bring one to work. I think to try.
You keep
If I
saying
had milk, I'd try it now.
you're gonna
But I
try
don't
it.
know. I don't have any milk here. I never buy milk because I always
Just drink
waste
it right out of the freaking container.
Well, that sounds good. Would you do that, Russ? Have you had the what's it called again? What brand is it?
It's Autocrat.
Autocrat,
Hi,
right?
Bob.
So we had that?
No, I hadn't tried that. I used to get
She said hi.
coffee.
She doesn't want to
mate
get on
creamers.
camera tonight. She's shy tonight.
That's okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Russ.
Yeah. So you had.
I used to get coffee mate different like flavored creamers when I used to drink it all the time.
Ooh, it's not creamers. See, nobody knows. See, nobody knows what really coffee milk is.
Is that like stuff you put in like fancy coffees, like cappuccinos and stuff like
No.
that, or something?
No. It's a coffee syrup that you put into milk. In Rhode Island, you order a cabinet. It's called a cabinet. But in Massachusetts, which is right over next door, we call it just coffee milk. See, nobody knows what coffee milk is.
What is it?
Coffee milk.
I don't know what I did with the third bottle, but I got my 2 up there.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you like, ooh, look at that. What?
Hey, show us that food again, Bub. What is that?
Bub's
Oh,
getting
you're
a
such a
royal
food
treatment
whore.
over there.
What do you got there? What is
From
it?
Papa John's?
No. From Slim Chickens, as it's called.
What is it? Is it just a wrap or something?
It's a wrap, yeah, chicken wrap and some potato salad. I need pepper.
I need pepper, honey. Honey, I need pepper. Get it yourself, you bastard.
I'm here entertaining the masses.
Throw it on his head. Just throw that. Oh, she even gave him a napkin. Oh, she should see.
Oh, with the grinder. You gotta get the grinder.
I
It's all in the wrist.
bet it is, baby.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you gotta look right over it and make sure you're doing it right.
So Russ, I put your store in here just in case somebody actually watches on the rewind.
Okay.
And
Actually, I yesterday I got an email saying I sold 2 shirts. So that was my
Nice.
first sales in probably 3 or 4 months. So that's pretty cool.
that is cool.
I wish it would tell you like who it was, so you could send them like a thank you note or something, but it don't.
That's a little creepy, Russ.
It'd be cool to be like,
Sorry,
just say,
lady.
I
I'm
thank
already-
you to whoever bought the shirt
Wait a minute. What the hell is this?
because they bought 2, so that was cool.
I'm already like your brother to someone else. What?
So they
What is
don't
that?
send.
I'm,
You have no idea. You don't even know.
No,
what state
it just
went to or
it just
anything?
gives you a notification saying you made a sale. It don't say who it was or anything.
Yeah, so I haven't made many sales. Oldwolf was my first sale.
Thank you.
And then I got another sale where someone bought 2 t-shirts. Didn't know who it was. And then one day I was on a live stream and turned out it was a comic book worm. And now man's like
That's
opening the
cool.
packaging. He opens the package and shows us the 2 shirts. And he even paid a bit extra to get the nicer material, right? And then he puts it on and he goes, it's a little bit small. And I was like, he spent $50 on those 2 t-shirts. I felt bad.
I still need to order a coffee cup or something, a SimpleSimon coffee cup. I've been meaning to do that.
There you go.
I need a new coffee mug because my old one broke.
I know you guys probably didn't see, but I bought a SimpleSimon clock for Lee from Whack Comics. I just sent it to him randomly. He was like, "What is this big package?" He opens it, and it was a clock with my face on it.
Well done.
It was very good. All right. Maybe we just knock out all the segments, and then we can just shoot the shit. How much time you got left, Old Wolf? 5 minutes.
I got like 10 more minutes. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, I think I think you probably want to stick around for this segment because this is everybody's favorite segment. Would Skinny Russ
Honey, any chance for sauce or did
Skinny Russ
or
is
no?
so sexy.
baby.
I need to mute you next
Okay.
time. All right, Skinny Russ. Are you ready for this today?
Is this more two cave women and then Scarlett Johansson.
It's very
Can only
similar.
hope.
All right. So hang on, let me get this prepared. Okay. So if you guys didn't see the last stream that we did, basically I show Superrus here, who is now not that he wasn't sexy before, but he's sexier than ever right now. I show him a portion of an image, and he has to decide whether or not he would or would not date
Bang
them.
Oh,
Sorry, Oldwolf, go.
you would or would not bang them. I mean,
No, that's not the name of the segment.
Oh.
it's date.
That's the After Dark show.
that's me all the time, dude.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
date.
This is Russ's segment. I will shut my face now.
Why can't I find the window? Oh, here we go. Okay. Russ, you ready?
I'm ready.
I guess.
You got some. Sorry about the low pixelation, but that's what happens when you zoom in so tight. You got some teeth there. What do you reckon about those pixelated teeth, Russ? Are they some teeth you want to get around?
It looks like lipstick, but this could be a trap. That could be a close up of Ronald McDonald.
No, I think that as long as only it's only the tip with those teeth. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at Russ. He's having a good hard think. He's like, "Ooh, I like red
I
lips."
feel like you're going to pull out, and there's going to be like a big cold sore up here somewhere. So I'm a little worried.
Go with your gut, mate. Use your super senses.
I'm going to say no.
No. All right.
Wow.
What would you have said, Bub?
Well, as they say in prison, a mouth's a mouth and a hand's a hand.
There you go. Like him.
Well, here we go, Russ.
Oh no!
I'm telling you,
I failed.
dude.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're just gonna peek.
That cosplay does it for me too, man.
Hey, Russ, how much you make on a t-shirt, Russ?
I think it said my margin for the two sales was $8 and something, but I don't get a payout until it gets to like 20 or something.
Oh,
Well,
really? I got my payouts.
yeah.
I just bought a t-shirt just for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, old wolf.
Ooh, that's a neat.
There you go, Russ. How do you like kneecaps?
I know Simon goes for the lower section of the leg.
Hey, shut
I
up.
believe specifically the ankle and foot area. I mean, it's not hairy, so it looks like a female leg. But I could be wrong.
I like your thinking, though.
Hey, guys,
I feel like since the first one was Elizabeth Olsen, this one is going to be some kind of hideous monstrosity. So I'm going to stick with. Should I take a chance?
Always take a chance.
Hey, Russ. Leg.
You know what they say in prison? A leg's a leg.
They say a lot of prison, don't they?
I know.
Oh,
Dude, you always got to take a chance, man.
You know what I love though, Russ. He takes this seriously. He's not messing around. He's like having serious thought on whether or not that's a leg he would like to spend a night with.
I feel like since Elizabeth Olsen was the start, that's going to be the only good one on the list, and I missed it. So I'm going to say no.
No. Oh, how about now? How about now? How about now?
Yeah, baby.
Now, wait, I'm confused. Was this a good one or not?
Well, I mean, I guess for some people it could be a good one, but I'm not a furry, so I think I made the right choice.
I mean, presumably that could be removed.
True.
All right, I nearly gave away the last one. I actually flashed
The
it.
For the second time, you almost gave it. You gave
the
it
wax bill would be insane though.
All right, Russ. Speaking of feet, there we go. Do you like a woman in boots?
I do.
Nice shit.
Or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That can be anybody's boot though.
Could be anybody.
Look how small
Can't
it is,
tell you.
Russ. It's got to be a lady's boot.
What did you say? Why is it a lady's boot?
Oh, I said it's got to be a lady's boot. It's so small, or kids. But I don't think Simon do that to you.
No, I wouldn't do kids.
Only not the kids.
That's not on. We're not doing that.
Oh gosh. Hmm.
What's going on, Fish Cat?
Hey,
Would you date this boot, Chad?
would you take this boot in the?
I'm trying to think of the women that wore like combat boots in movies, and the only one that like comes to mind is like Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2.
That's good thinking. I
I
never
would do
thought
that,
of
would you? There's a little butch in that one.
Yeah.
Linda
Because
Hamilton.
you've also got what's her name that did the Resident Evil movies?
Oh yeah.
She was in Fifth Element too.
Yep.
You
I
also
can't
have
remember her name.
Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Yeah. She wore kind of combat boots in I think one of the Resident Evil movies.
It could be the what's that chick from was it Aliens? No, yeah, Aliens
Sigourney
Really?
Weaver.
with the
Oh,
Marine.
Ripley.
No, the Marine one. The Marines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aliens.
You got to take a chance sometimes. So I'm going to
Yes.
say yes.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Ooh, oh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big win.
There you go.
Tomb Raider.
Wouldn't you love to disappoint that? Come on.
I wish she had went with the comic accurate or the game accurate colors. That's the only
Yeah.
thing.
That would have been cool.
So close. It was
Did
so
you see
close.
Did you see the other Tomb Raider movie, the newer one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I think they based that one off the reboot games.
Yeah, I don't care for the survival.
I like
Tomb
the
Raider.
games. I like the new reboot games, but
I don't even
Isn't
like
that
the
what
games.
the
I don't like
movie
shooting
was-
with the bow and arrow. It's annoying.
yeah. Speaking of the games, Bob, have you played the original, the remastered yet?
So look, I bought the remaster. I played. I think I've got through the first level of the first game, so that was a nice $30 spent for that. Hour of fun, and then I'm watching like Russ play it online. I'm like, this is harder shit. I remember how hard these games were.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm
I'm
watching
only
other
halfway
people get
through the
lost,
first game.
can't find their way. I remember spending hours being lost. And I did not remember that. But then watching other people get lost, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember getting lost in this game for hours. That sucked.
The games back then were tough, man.
Yeah, they were brutal.
I like that they added where you can save anywhere. So like for a difficult area, you can just save and not have to really worry. But I'm only
That's
halfway through the first game. It said I'm like 53% complete with the first game, so I still got a long way to go.
Wow.
Everyone's
Bet you're
playing
getting
that
your money's
Helldivers
worth.
at the moment. Have you heard of that? Everyone's playing that Helldivers game.
I've
Yeah,
heard
I've
of
heard
it.
of
I
it.
haven't played
I've
it.
seen some
Sounds-
clips and stuff, but I haven't tried it.
Super cool.
The
You got to go,
oh,
Oldwolf?
take it easy, old wolf.
Thank you
Appreciate you,
for
dude.
everything. Thank
Yeah.
you for the t-shirt. Shout out Deerfield.
And out Deerfield.
I really tried hard to be something fun, because you said shut up, Beer Park, and I'm
Did
like,
you hear the story, Russ? You
and I
missed
got
it,
it
didn't
totally
you?
wrong.
Yeah, I saw the video.
No, but did you hear the story of what this is?
Oh no, I don't think I did.
It was on
So
your
remember-
show.
Remember when we did a stream and I was telling you about the story how I nearly crapped myself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I said I found a toilet in a place called Deer Park, and I said shout out Deer Park. So he thought it'd be clever to send me a t-shirt, but he got the bloody place wrong.
So shut out Deerfield.
So this
I
t-shirt,
tried so hard. I looked for that type of print. I freaking sized up the letters. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. I'm just gonna send it to him.
man,
it's like-
when people see my Old Wolf t-shirt and they ask me, what's that? Having to explain who Oldwolf is a task, but having to explain what this is a pain.
It's probably the same explanation, really.
Yeah.
Well, I got this made across there, and I got to tell you,
All right.
he's different.
All right. Screw you guys.
Take it easy, Tony.
All right. Well, with Oldwolf gone, we've just got one last segment. Let's just get it out of the way in the first hour, and then we can just shoot the shit. It is time for Bub to get his judging hat on, and the segment is. Fuck, I'm really slow at this. Where is it? Where's Bub? Don't judge a bub by its cover. If anyone ever wondered what I sounded like in my band, I sounded like that.
Sound like Gray Man.
How did he, didn't he?
What's going on, JP? All right. So in this segment, I show 2 comic books, and Bub will be the judge of the art. Now, good morning, madam. Now, obviously, a lot of us are big fans of Jenny Frison, but someone who's not a fan of Jenny Frison is Bub, right? Which is weird. So I thought I'd start out with the Jenny Frison cover. Oh, wait, I've already heard you talk about this. So I know I was trying to find.
Oh, now we don't have to look at it.
Well, no. You said something to me, I think, in the comments or something, because I made a comment about this cover. Anyway, all right. So the cover is this beautiful Red Sonja Jenny Frison cover. It is. What do you think, Russ? Look, before we get the judges, call. What do you think, Russ?
I'm a Jenny Frison fan, so I love it.
Yeah. So I was saying in a video that she looks like Jennifer Connelly there, right?
Yeah.
You know Jennifer Connelly.
That's
Hardcore
bit, yeah.
Jennifer Connelly, right? As Red Sonja, which I mean that could work. So what do you reckon, Bob? What do you have to critique about this? I know you don't like
blood on the sword, not caring for that.
But the blood's not on her. I know you don't like blood on the lady.
I don't know how you can. Yeah, I would take it on the sword. I don't know how you can simultaneously see ribs and yet have something past the ribs. So the whole front doesn't work for me. The whole from the boobs down to the waist just looks weird. And then you got, the boobs look fine. The shoulder strap's fine. Red hair, whatever. She looks just like Jennifer Connelly, only she's dead behind the eyes. I mean,
you can't say that about this one because she's not looking directly at the thing. She's looking down. That is life in the eyes.
Doesn't even have life in her skin tone. She looks totally dead. No, it's terrible. Look, this is one of the better ones that she's done. It's still not good, but it's one of her better examples, I have to say.
There you go. Mm-hmm. What about any comments on the hand and the shield there?
It looks like crap. How many fingers she got?
What do you mean how many fingers she got?
I counted one too many.
Yeah, actually, I did for a second too. Anyway. All right. The next one. This is a little bit, I don't know who did this cover. I wasn't prepared today, so that's why this is actually right next to me. So this is why I'm using this. But I'd like to know your opinion because I know you like this style of art, Bub.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what you actually think. It's the Harley Quinn bombshell cover.
So I like the idea of it more than I like it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay. I feel like the left hand with the gun is turned around really poorly. Like her arm looks like it's been wrenched in some sort of old wash basin where they like wring out the clothes. You know what I mean? They wring it out and it's got the board. That's what it looks like. The outfit is cute. I'm okay with the excessive use of pouches. It's not too bad, but and the face is okay. It's a little bit crazy, like stalker waitress looking to me. But
I think Harley should have a little crazy in her, right?
Yes. So ultimately, I'm okay with it, but that arm is just really bad. That looks terrible. It doesn't even make any sense. The gun is comically large, and I know that she has that's a style of gun that she has, but it should have a little more weight to it than that. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I don't hate it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Who did this one? So my favorite bombshell for DC are the Emanuela Lupacino covers. I think she does a much better job. And then this is the other person that did some of them. and they didn't do as good a job. Not bad, not bad.
Whoa.
But, yeah,
I forgot how to play. All right. Well, there you go. There are your two covers, mate. I wasn't prepared. they were very.
it's all right. I feel like my segment is the laziest segment, but that's okay.
Oldwolf's is pretty lazy. It's just like, hey, Oldwolf, can you just go find something and talk about it?
That's true. It is
At least
lazier than that.
I've got to point to your segment because I like the way you break down covers and art, and you always like. I'll hold up a cover and you'll say stuff about it. I'll be like, what? I didn't even notice that on the cover. And you'll be talking about things in the background. You know what I mean? Like Bubs will notice all the minor detail in the background. Like if it's a space
all kind of details that I never would have noticed.
Look at that lady in the rocket all the way back there. And it's like this tiny little speck on there.
Yeah, like one thing I liked about that last cover was the Joker in the background. So it has a Joker face in the background, like it's the plane, like the truly on the plane. I thought that was pretty cool. That's a pretty good Joker image. But yeah,
I didn't even see that. It's like
it's on there. It's almost a Bolin-esque kind of mix between Bolin and Batman the Animated Series. He's got the sharp chin, that they both had.
I feel like I'm just like real simple minded when it comes to covers. If one's like a little bit shiny, it's like all I focus on.
Let's break down one more because this is right next to me too. This is going to spoil one of my haul videos coming out, but it doesn't matter.
Oh no.
I know, right?
You should lock this video down to members only. Only
right,
$2.99 in the States.
Shout
less
out to
than half
Nahman.
the cost of a B cover. Go ahead.
Hey, the shout out to Nahman because he showed this book and I was like, I need that one. I don't have that in the Kiss cover collection. But there's a lot of detail going on in this one. So let's.
Oh my God, look at that thigh.
This one down.
Jesus. Okay.
All right.
Well, it's a product of its time. I have to say, seeing the I don't know, is she Hawaiian? I don't know where. I would assume they're in Hawaii, but I don't know. Seeing that native woman's leg through his legs is quite something. Like I've never seen that before. And also, I think that Henry Cavill is the best representation of this era, of the mullet era of Superman, in the way that he's shaped and built. And to me, this would be a great Henry Cavill cover. A little bit of a Frazetta-esque bottom on that. So who did the art on this? Can you just raise it up just a little? I can almost see the names.
Hang on. Bogue something.
Oh, Bogdanoman. Yeah. Boggs, he goes by. Yeah, that looks like a Boggs cover. So Boggs was doing Superman covers around the time that Russ is quite fond of this character as well.
Yeah, I've actually got that almost that whole storyline.
Yeah, a lot of those are Boggs covers. So, hey, I'm digging it. I think it's a pretty cool cover. That one thigh is a bit much because the knee is so close to the ass that he didn't have any room to add a thick thigh, so it just all got bunched up. So its proportions are very off. But I gotta say, I'm not hating this cover. If this was on the rack today, I would have bought this cover. Yeah.
Any details on the background worth mentioning?
Well, I mean, you got the one. Huh?
I just noticed this thing. What is it?
Pterodactyl.
The bird.
Why is there a pterodactyl? Why is Superman messing with?
If I remember right, Superman had amnesia during this blackout storyline.
It probably helped him.
This book's very stick-worthy.
What's it smell like, though? If it's the 90s, it might just be Cool Ranch Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Did he do the interior art as well, this dude? Or
Bogdanoman?
does he do both?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. You do interior. I guess you do covers as well, right?
Well, back then, not now.
Bogdanoman is the artist, yeah, so he does the interior as well. Oh, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He does pretty good work. I think it's some of the better DC 90s stuff out there. I dig it. It's a little mix of some odd perspectives, a little Sam Keith-ish, if you will, but I like it.
Have you picked up anything recently? Either of yous?
I thought that was Tony's skit. I hate to step on his.
I got a couple things on eBay I'm watching that hopefully, if I can get a good enough deal, I'll have soon. There's a couple more
Cool.
books from my want list I've been watching. Close to securing a deal.
Oh, I can show. Oh, did I leave it in the Damn, I left it in the other room. So, did you see that Rambo book I posted, Russ?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah. So that was on my 2024 hit list, right? So, the night before, so not yesterday, but the day before, night before. So as soon as I did that video, Oldwolf sent me a link, and it was an eBay link to someone selling all three. So first appearance plus the second print, which is like a 3D version, plus the first solo title, right? Someone was selling them as a lot for $100. So I watched it, and then they sent me an offer for. This is in Australian dollars, by the way. The offer was about $74. I was like, oh, $74, that's good. So I bought it, messaged Bub and said, hey, I've got these books coming. And then yesterday at
Hashtag
work,
one more time.
yeah, just one more.
Just one
and then
more.
yesterday at work, my friend comes into work and he has a book. I just see a bag and board in his hand. He hands it to me and I don't see the book. And I go, oh, let's show you guys first. And I do this, and he's like, "Oh!" And then I look, and I was like, "Holy crap!" He got me that Rambo book, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Nice.
I spent $75 on that last night.
Is it too late to like cancel the order?
Oh, well, but the other one was a set, so it has the first appearance
Oh.
as well. So
Yeah.
it's a good start to my 2024 hit list.
Yeah, and I like those collection goals that are start and stops because there's only like 3 books that you want, and you got all 3 of them in one shot. So that's nice. You know, it's a quick. You got everything you need out of Rambo. You don't need no more Rambo in your life. You've done well.
That's right.
You've done well. I like that.
And then I posted the comic book last night with the action figure, and I don't think I've really ever shown that. And that action figure is a vintage figure from the 80s. It looks fantastic. And then I wake up this morning. DJ Links has posted the same figure, but his is in like mint condition with all the accessories and looks so much more badass.
Is yours your original though?
Sorry, no. I bought that. I bought that.
I'll take original over mint and box any day. If it's the one that you played with as a child, then
my Ninja Turtle figures that I still have are from my childhood, and the problem is, I would like to get some vintage turtle characters, but I think I'm just happy with the ones that I still have from my childhood. Because for example, I've got Bebop, but I don't have Rocksteady. And I had Rocksteady as a kid. And I was like, should I buy a Rocksteady just so he looks good on the shelf? Or should I just be happy with that I've still got some from my childhood? I think I'm going to go with that. I do want to start maybe getting a He-Man or something like that. Just like an original. Just one. Just one more.
Yeah, I used to have a bunch of He-Man, but then they were ones that had, I think, the rubber inside, right? So they would break. Like over time, they deteriorated, and they had kind of like G.I. Joe had the rubber band inside. As I recall, the He-Man worked the same way. So later on, I used to throw. I was pretty rough with my toys. So if it was a bad guy, they were always scuffed up because I would, super punch him with one toy and I'd throw him across the room, like so. And then like I would put them in bowls of ice. And I put them in bowls of water and then put them in the freezer and freeze them. Like I would freeze my toys. And then they would be like, kind of a Captain America reveal. I would take, so my mom, we had kind of a busted up refrigerator / freezer, right? In the kitchen when I was growing up. And this thing used to, I don't even think refrigerators and freezers do this anymore. But back in the day, you'd get like an entire sheet of ice out of the walls and the top and bottom of the freezer. It would just like encase everything in it in frozen bits. Like, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. So you'd have to defrost it, right? You put it on defrost setting. And when she did that, she would ice pick out like these huge sheets of white ice, and it was like snow. And I would lay those all in the bathtub. And then I would get all my G.I. Joes with the ones with skis and stuff. And I would do all kinds of like battle scenes. I would just lay in front of the tub and I'd play and play and play. And so I would freeze toys in the freezer and then throw them in there as like, unearthed, if you will. Out of the ice cave comes Sabretooth kind of shit. So I used to do that a lot. So all my toys that had any kind of rubber in them, especially my He-Man toys, my G.I. Joes, or anything that had like a decal or a sticker, all ruined. I'd ruin the crap out of those things. It would rot off or wear out. I was hard on them. There you go. You're welcome.
I picked up this recent this is like a newer He-Man figure, right? Found it for $10. I couldn't believe it. So I was at my work because I left something in the freezer, but we have a Toymate upstairs. So I went to Toymate first, and I was like, $10? That seems really cheap for these figures. And then I go downstairs to my work, and I get my thing from the freezer, and I realize we sell them too for $40. Like that's the regular retail. So for $10, I went back upstairs and I bought two.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But it's pretty cool for $10. That Toymate is incredible. How cheap. They're selling Marvel Legends for like $15 at the moment to clear them out. So I'm thinking about stocking up on a few and maybe doing them as giveaways for my Minions, you know.
Not a bad idea.
Well, I've got a couple. So I've got a Wolverine figure. I'm probably going to do the Wolverine figure for my general giveaway. And then I've got a, what's Red Skull? Is that his name? I got that for maybe a members only giveaway. But the Wolverine figure,
Nice.
I think I'm going to do a road to 2K.
Oh, I'm excited about the members only giveaway. That's to be me versus 4 other people. So
Hey,
gonna be
I've got
big.
18 people now, mate. It's
18.
it's going all right. Sorry?
When do we get our members only T-shirt? When does that show up?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Whether or not I knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford to do it, depending on how many. I was thinking about doing something like the first 3 people I would do it for. But at this stage, I'm thinking maybe eventually I'll just send out like a sticker pack or something. You've already got my sticker, mate.
Oh.
Look, you got the
No, I need new stickers because like Russ, I'm constantly breaking my coffee mugs. And instead of buying a Redbubble coffee mug from you, I just take a blank mug and stick a sticker on there, and it's good for like 3 weeks. And then, so I need more stickers. It washes away. Yeah.
You've got, so you know what though? So with my Redbubble store, one thing I didn't put as an option is the pins, because I want my pins to be like the one thing that you can get from me only sort of thing. I didn't want you to be able to buy a pin from Redbubble. I wanted some things to be unique to me. And if you've got that, well, you're the only person who's got that.
You think the demand's that high? That
Yes, it is.
okay. I was just checking.
There's not. Look, there's plenty of those floating around because I hand them out at conventions. So when I interview someone, a cosplayer, I always give them a card with the pin in there. People who come up and say hi to me and they watch the videos, I'll give them a pin and card. But in the US, there's not many floating around. Only people that I've sent packages to have I included those. You know, I don't send all that many packages. So
No, I haven't. I've received one in 5 years, but I'm thankful for it. Thank you again.
Well, I'm planning another one for the just one more, but I don't think there'll be books in it. There might just be other things, maybe some treats in there for you.
I like treats.
Okay,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Russ, you've got a pin, I think, or two.
Yeah, I've got one of your pins. I think it's over there in that My Hero Academia cup right now that you sent me.
That's
Probably
right.
can't see it
Make
from
your
here.
bed, Russ.
I sent you a Superman.
Oh, you guys,
Make your
Super-
bed, Russ. Good grief.
my bad.
Man, if
Yeah.
I had a bed that did that whole thing where bloody the back part comes up, I'd never leave bed. Just sitting there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's comfortable, man. That's the best. Before this, I had like a little crappy futon. That's just like a metal rod, like sticking in your ribs every time you try to sleep.
That's an interesting question, Chad. I got to tell you, when I go to a convention, I do see some people wearing shirts from other creators. Like I do see it, but they're usually creators who buy other, like, you know, like I would buy Russ's shirt, I would buy Simon's shirt. I mean, I wouldn't, but let's say I would, and then they would buy mine. So it's more like a swap, I think, with taxes paid. But I don't think that most people, even for the biggest channels out there, there's only a couple of channels out there who I think really have the type of following that warrants that. And I think that those people, well, this is a friendly show, so whatever. Yeah. Good luck to you for those of you who have those types of followers who just believe whatever you say, and you can sell them a bunch of overpriced stuff, including a picture with your name on it, or a shirt with your picture on it, and maybe a book that you wrote about how to do stuff that everybody already knows, but half the people who watch you don't know what a phony you are. So yeah, if you're that guy or anyone like him, then there you go. Then maybe you're selling some merch.
The only reason I ended up going Redbubble was originally I wanted to do merch, but I always wanted to do it myself. But the problem with that is no one in the US is going to buy it because the postage would be ridiculous. So Redbubble was the only way for me to do it where it's not going to cost you anyone around the world crazy money to get it posted. It's just going to be standard postage from wherever you are. That was the main reason I sort of just bit the bullet and said, fuck it.
That makes sense.
The main reason I went with them is like because they don't make something unless somebody orders it, so you don't have to pay to get a bunch of stuff made that might not sell. Then you're out of a bunch of money.
So
With them, it's free. They don't make it unless somebody orders it. So
that closet back there,
no cost out of your pocket.
That closet back there, I've got hundreds of worse CDs. If anyone wants a CD from my old band, they're in there.
You gotta start putting those in like your members only giveaways and stuff.
Oh yeah. For people who won't listen,
idea.
I'll only send that shit to like the only person I've sent it to. Rob Fat Stacks wanted some, so I sent him some. I sent some to Lee from Whack, but mostly not because he asked her, mostly because he's been in band. So I was like, yeah, Greyman. Actually, Greyman played it on his podcast. He's got like a metal podcast. We're not metal though, but he played our song. It's cool.
Yeah.
But you know, on Discogs, some people are selling my band CD for like $150 to $200.
And I'll take one.
I see that shit and I'm like, holy crap! I'm gonna cover full of those things. I'll give you one for $10. Fuck, just
sign.
Start putting them on eBay, man, and see if you could
not on
make
eBay.
some big
I
bucks.
really should. There was some people on our Facebook who had asked if we ship international, and I was like, no, I just didn't want to work out the whole logistics of it back then. It was a while ago. But now I'm thinking, since I've got so many, I should open that up to international and just see how.
Any
it goes.
chance of a reunion, or is everybody just fat and lazy now?
No, we're not fat and lazy. Our guitarist is in a new band and they're really killing it. And the rest of us are just kind of done, I guess. I have Vince Neil vibes these days. So I don't know.
Was he the most talented of you all?
Who?
Guitarist?
No, the drummer was definitely the most talented of us all.
So what's he doing?
He's a sound engineer. He works on like TV shows and stuff like that.
He's still in the biz then.
Yeah, well, no. So he moved away from music because he's got what's that ear thing? Tinnitus.
Yeah.
So he's got that. So he moved away. So he used to do a lot of recording for bands and stuff like that. But we're doing live shows, but he moved away because he didn't want to damage his hearing anymore. And it's funny because he was the sensible one. He was the only one when we used to play that actually wore earplugs. And I was like, come on, man, that's for pussies. And he still got a cooked hearing. Wow. But I'm pretty sure all of our hearing's messed up from all those.
Are you doing any recording for bands anymore? Or are you done?
Well, there's one band I've been trying to start for about fucking how long now. And we had practices. We had about 5 or 6 songs. And then it kind of just fizzled. And one of my mates who I work with, he's the drummer, he's really keen to get it going. But he wants to be a band. He wants to start, like, get the band going, start playing gigs regularly. And I'm like, I want to record our songs so they're there forever. I will play a gig just to feel like Vince Neil once, like fat and washed up.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't know. I don't know if I don't want to regularly gig anymore. It's just not, I've moved on. I enjoy this now rather than back in the day. Like, that's all I wanted to do. But yeah, I'm not really. And man, the last gig we played, I was not in shape. We hadn't played. It was like nearly 4-year hiatus, and then we came back and did our sort of farewell show, and I was not stage fit. I was 2 songs in, and it was really hot. It was like a 38-degree day, which I don't know. That's hot. I don't know. Let's work it out for you guys quickly. And the place was absolutely boiling. And 2 songs in, I'm like exhausted, and I see a fan on the stage, and I'm like, hey, does that fan work? And someone in the crowd yells out, "You're only 2 songs in, mate." I was like, oh.
Pull out the oxygen machine and just sit down.
38 degrees is 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just dying. And then, like, all these people got up and tried to get the fan going. And it was so funny. The mixer goes, the fan doesn't work. And I said, "Oh, don't worry, guys, that fan's fucked." And then our bass player grabs the mic and goes, all of our fans are fucked.
That's the worst.
Oh,
the
the best
worst.
moments.
That's great.
Yes, and that's why, Chad, that I don't really want to do live.
And looks
performance.
horrible too.
I'll do it one more time just to see if I can still do it, because I think I can get jiggy with it for a solid couple of songs. But mate, I ran out of gas real quick. I'm like a heavyweight UFC fighter in the 5th round, you know. So, yeah, I saw my mate sent me a video of Vince Neil on stage. It was like a reel showing him like had his audio plugged in real tight, like real clear, and he doesn't even say words. He just makes sounds that sound like the words. It's really bad, and I don't understand how you can just not understand. Like, you need to be honest with yourself sometimes.
What gets me is the ticket prices. So I don't know if you've tried to go to one of these, you know, we'll call them aging acts, right? So one of these bands that are a good 20 to 30 years past their prime, right? And their ticket prices are 30 times what they were 30 years ago. And it's like, you want me to spend $200 to $300 a ticket, a seat, for a chance to listen to a band that does not sound as good as they once did? Like, why not put that money towards a new band that's only charging half that sounds fucking perfect and great? And you want me to listen to your old shit that you can barely sing anymore just so I can say I went to the concert and had the experience?
So I went to Motley Crue's final world tour, not the recent one, the one before that.
Yeah,
Their second, right? So I wasn't going to go.
Finals.
I'd already seen Motley Crue twice, and the first time I saw them, they weren't bad. Second time they supported Kiss, and they were terrible. And then the third time they were announced their final world tour, and I wasn't going to go. And then leading up to I was like, you know what? If I don't go, I might be upset with myself. I'll just go. And you know what happened? I think the 3 weeks before the show, tickets dropped from $100 something to like they'll try and get rid of them for like $50 sort of thing. And I ended up going. Alice Cooper supported. Alice Cooper, fucking old,
amazing,
he killed it.
Amazing show.
Right? I just was shocked, and that was the second time I seen Alice Cooper, and I just couldn't believe how good he was still. And then Motley Crue come out. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is so. The worst was when they played with Kiss, because it was Kiss headlining. It was a Kiss crowd, and I didn't realize this was a thing. I just thought people who like those bands, it's like a genre. It's like the 80s rock bands, right?
Yeah.
So I thought everyone would like Motley Crue too, right? Motley Crue come out, right? And it's just a Kiss crowd. So they're like, "Hey guys, how you doing tonight?" And then you just get one guy in the crowd like it was like, no one cared that they were there. It was really weird. And they performed badly. So
you know it's bad when they all come out with like life alert bracelets on.
I need them.
But yeah, Motley Crue came out last year as well and did their final world tour. And people are like, "Are you going?" I was like, "No," because I went to their previous final world tour. I don't need to go this time.
And they sucked.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of those old bands that are killing it. Like, I think I saw some video of Metallica playing recently. They're still pretty good. Like,
I don't trust anything like that.
Oh, really?
You know, they're probably redubbing it and redoing it and making.
I don't know about that.
Come on.
I don't think those type of bands have the. I mean, man, you go see a big pop star, mate. That's just they're just singing along to their CD. But those bands, I don't think so.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that
when you see the video version,
by the time it gets to the reel, it's been processed. You know, that's what I think. Like they did with the Super Bowl, right? So they were talking about that because I watched the Super Bowl live. And Alicia Keys comes out and her voice cracked as soon as she opened her mouth. It sounded terrible. And then I guess if you go back and watch it through YouTube or whatever, when they uploaded it official, they fixed it in post. And it's like, now her voice isn't cracking. And like, no, I was there. And everyone in the room laughed when she opened her mouth and she went, and everyone was like, "Oh, did you hear that?" But anyway, they be fixing shit. That's all I'm saying.
I forgot what I was going to say. There's someone else big coming out again soon. But I mean, I've seen most of those bands now. I never got to see Poison, which I kind of want to see. They came down. I didn't go to that. But I didn't see Skid Row, but I saw Sebastian Bach. I'm a big Skid Row fan. I saw Sebastian Bach perform solo, but he did all the Skid Row songs, and that was a sick show. He was one of the best performers out of all those kind of that bands from that era. Sebastian Bach was the best performer. He came out, he was swinging his microphone on the lead. I had to be like 5 meters going out around the top of his head.
Oh my gosh.
I used to do that, right? I remember I wouldn't get it that big, but like I was pretty good at swinging it and then like letting it just come back to your hand. And there was this one time I played a gig, right? And this girl came, who I was into at the time. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to fucking cut sick of this. So I'm swinging it as hard as I can. And then when I go to do the thing where it comes back to your hand, it's went boom, straight in my head. Like so hard that I had a lump on my head.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did she leave you?
Well, she never.
You thought better of it. Yeah, I got you.
She was, yeah, I'm going to go see cool bands now.
Yeah.
What was the last time you went to a music show, Russ?
I've actually never been to a concert live, man.
So you know what? You're like Sarah. Firstly, you call it a concert, which I guess most bands that you'd go see would be a concert, I would suppose. You've never been to one ever.
No.
What do you call them?
Well, I would call like a big band, yeah, a concert. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like the word gig is.
I mean,
With
a gig
my
is what the
issue
band
with,
has.
like,
Yes.
Crowds
You
and
don't go
being
to a gig
surrounded.
unless you're playing.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah, but if you go see some local band at a pub, you don't call that a concert.
No,
we don't call
you
it a
wouldn't.
pub here
You
either,
You
but-
call it a performance, or I'm going to see. You just say I'm going to see him.
We
I'm going to
just say
see
we're
this
going to-
guy here.
we
You wouldn't
call it
say
a
I'm
gig.
going to a concert. You say I'm going to see this guy here.
We call it a gig. We're going to a gig.
No,
Like tonight,
a gig is
I'm
what you have.
tonight
If you're
I'm
the
going to a
artist,
gig.
you have a gig. I don't have a gig. You have a gig.
We're
I'm not
going to
getting
their
paid
gig.
show up.
We're going to their gig.
Yeah, that's okay. You could say that, I suppose.
I'm going to a gig tonight to see a band. But a concert for me. So Sarah, the first time she went to like a small venue, she's always seen big bands in a stadium. That's a concert, right? In
Yeah.
a big venue concert. So Sarah had never been to like a small show in a bar or anything, right? So I was doing that video where I filmed the Wasp tribute band. So I took her to come help me film. And she kept calling it a concert, and I was like, "It's not a concert." And then she walked in the bar. She was like, "Oh man, this is not." She, yeah. So
Yeah, to me, a concert also there can't be anything else going on. So if you're going to a bar to hear a band, then it's still mostly a bar. You're still just going to the bar because you might show
You're
up.
only going there though to see that band.
Yeah, but not necessarily. The bar would have been open otherwise. There
No,
could be people that show up to see this go to this bar.
No. That's just like a fucking house band. I'm talking about
Right.
you're gonna pay entry to see this fucking band at this place. It's like a band venue. Like we have, like if you come to Melbourne, right?
Then yeah, Sarah's right. That's a concert.
They're pub. They're not. No, it's like a pub, but like they have a band area.
You have to
and
pay to get in, though?
If you have to pay
most-
just to see that band, then it's a concert. If
Oh, so
paying to
you're
see the
saying when I
band-
played, you had to we were playing concerts in front of fucking 100 people?
No, you were doing gigs.
exactly. I'll tell you what, man. The funniest gig story. So we there's a pretty big venue here. It's called Max Watts now, but it used to be called the Hi-Fi Bar, and it was for bands that were pretty big following, but not quite stadium level, right? Not quite a massive venue, but a pretty decent following. It was a decent sized venue at I wouldn't call it a bar, but it was a music venue, but not to the stadium proportion. Anyway, so one time we had a gig lined up. It was an all ages show, and a week before the gig, the promoter or whoever, the guy who organized it, calls us up and said, "Hey, sorry, the venue that it's been booked at has closed down." And we're like, "Okay." And he goes, "But don't stress, I'm working on another venue. I'll get back to you soon." And then like 2 hours later, he's just like, "We've got the Hi-Fi Bar," and I was like, "I can't." It was either Friday or Saturday night, so that's a busy night. I'm like,
Oh
"You got
yeah.
you got the Hi-Fi Bar." I was like, "That's what? How much did you pay?" He basically had to. He got it cheap somehow. They mustn't have had anything going on, which is very rare. But I think he paid $1,000 to book out the room for us. So what's going on, Mark? So anyway, so this Hi-Fi Bar is a big venue. So on the night we get there, and originally it was an all ages show. So a lot of the bands that were playing were actually underage, right?
Oh.
So we come downstairs into the venue, and there's literally this massive hall with no one in it except for like 4 parents that are watching their kids play on this big ass stage. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? And we were like telling people leading up to it, like, please come to this show. So
Yeah, everyone I know has to come.
it was an empty hall up until about 10 minutes before we jumped on. People that we knew came, and we got him to break even. So there was roughly just over 100 people in there in this massive venue that fits, I don't know, but it was, I was like, well, I guess we're never playing here again.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting one. We actually did play there again, though. We supported a band called The Exploited, or packed full house. That was one of my favorite gigs we played.
Awesome.
It was good. But yes, I did all the.
You want me to do a pentatonic scale for you? That's the extent of the gigging that I can do at this point.
Yes, let's see it, Bub. Let's see Bub's live.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm just saying that's about all I.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, nobody wants that. A bad line.
How long have you been in Australia for, Werewolf?
Just got here this week. Davy Jones.
Yeah, but
He's a monkey.
Russ, do you even have like things like that in your town?
I'm sure they have like stuff in Charlotte where last year I went to see Monday Night Raw in a big stadium. They probably have concerts and stuff like that there.
But like, would you have like a bar that has like bands play?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's bars all in Charlotte, so I'm sure they.
But nothing in your. How far is Charlotte from you?
It's not too far. It's where they had the Comic-Con last year, so it's about, depending on traffic, maybe a 30-minute drive to get to Charlotte. 45 minutes.
But in
You can
your
Uber
little
it if
town,
you wanted.
like that?
Really. You can Uber it. Can you Uber from there to there?
Probably.
You should go to Charlotte more and do vlogs so I can see what Charlotte looks like.
Well, I'm going back in June for the con.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going, Bob, to that?
Yeah.
Is that Heroes Con?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean's going, Russ.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Czars.
Czars.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. He just wants to get out, so he's going, and I'm like, fuck you guys, man, and all your heroes.
Is that his first?
Get on the plane with him, man. Fly down.
Is that his first time leaving the States since
Yes.
coming to the States?
Yes. So I
That'd
think
be a big deal for him.
He loves all that. He'll be there all for the whole weekend, sort of thing. So
Yeah. We're renting an apartment because it's going to be our family vacation. So my son's coming if he can get the time off work. He's it's a new thing for him, but yeah, he's going to come and we're going to do rent an apartment just on the other side of the tracks from the thing there, and then that way my wife can not come for 4 or 5 hours, and then she'll just because I'll drive us and leave us there. And Sean, my son, is also named Sean. He's got friends, that he games with and stuff in Charlotte or in the area. So they're going to come to the convention as well. So he's going to be partying with his friends. I'll be partying with my friends, and my wife will be reading a book back at the apartment for most of it.
Be careful.
And then
man.
she's going to Uber over, and then I'll bring her home, when she does.
Last year I heard, I don't know who it was, but I heard last year somebody got like roofied or something.
Yeah, I was there when all that was going on.
really,
But as a
Tell me
responsible adult, well, look, here's the deal. And I don't know if Mark's still in the chat or not, but here's the deal. You can't go to a full-fledged city, and Charlotte's a full city. I mean, it's a real city. You can't go to a real city and act like you own the town as a tourist at midnight or 2 a.m. and act like you're safe just because you've got some geek friends with you. Like, that's not a real thing.
Charlotte's a pretty sketchy place anyways.
There were 0 again, Ruby 0. No, I think you're talking about something else there, Mark. You were already back in the room by the time this was going on, I think. But anyway, yeah. So they, I think they said Pocan did, and then Comic Man Andy didn't feel well. He was locked in his room for like 6 hours the next day. But you know, bottom line is, me and my wife were walking, right? We're walking with the group, which was like, I don't know, 40 or more people. So we were walking with the group, and we passed by this super sketchy cigar bar. I mean, super sketchy. This place, like, we're walking by and we're like, don't even look through the window. Like, just keep, it was a glass front, right? It's like, just keep walking. And I told my wife, I said, if the place we're going, because Rob had set up this nice little like dinner at the bar or whatever, we paid, and you know, whatever, like pre-done paying. So I told my wife, I said, if the bar we're going to looks anything like this bar, we're eating and we're leaving. That's what I told her as soon as we got there. And thankfully, when we got to the other bar, the second bar, it was much nicer, and it was more of a restaurant feel, and it was more of a normal place, right? But that place was super sketchy. So then the place shuts down, right? We shut the place down pretty much, and we're leaving as a group. The main group is leaving, and I'm like, come on, honey, let's go with the group, right? Yeah, World of Beer, that's where we went. That was a solid place. So it was nice. So then we were leaving with the group, and then about a third of the group or so, which at that point you're like less than 10 people, right? So like a third of the group or so is like, let's go to the cigar bar. And I'm like, if I ever see you guys again, I'll see you then, because we left. And so all the horrible stories of all the bad stuff that went down at that cigar bar. And that was the after party, if you will. And then the rest of us went back to the hotel room. We're goofing off there and, you know, being silly. But yeah, if you're hanging out at 2 a.m. in a city that you're unfamiliar with, in a group size less than 10 people, you got to use your common sense a little bit. And the guys that stopped there, I'm sure they thought themselves worldly enough, but come on, you got to use a little bit of common sense. And I have my wife with me, so I'm definitely like, I have to protect her. You know what I mean? It's not about whether I can take care of myself. I got to take care of her. So we definitely were leaving, you know, but yeah. So that's the story on that, or at least my version of it.
I would have gone to that cigar bar for sure.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, and a lot of people did, but they all had bad stories to tell the next morning. You know. Yeah, Legion said he did not, but he's a little bit more like, you know, Mark's a family guy. I'm a family guy. You know, it's a little bit different. You know, you get to a certain point in your life, and you know you have some serious responsibilities. And
after the con, I just went to Wild Wings, had some wings, and went home.
Well, you had your family too. You were with
my
your
niece
family.
and nephew.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing too. You know. And now Chad loves dive bars, but Chad also loves to fight. So he probably would have been down to get rowdy with some of the cigar bar patrons. So we'll see.
Are you going with your niece and stuff again, Russ, this time?
Yeah. And I want to say it was June 14th or 15th. I'll just be there on a Saturday.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because I think we're leaving the 13th. That makes sense. Because we're leaving the 13th. That's Thursday because the con starts Friday morning.
Yeah.
I want to do a series where I fly over to America, I meet Russ, and then we go on a tour around the US. I was like, I wonder how long we'll survive.
This year I want to get more footage because I only ended up getting like 3 or 4 minutes of footage, man, because I was like too nervous to ask people if I could like film them or take pictures of their cosplays and stuff.
I'm always wanting to do that when I see someone else do it. Like when I see Simon's videos, I'm always so jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I could do a nice con video like that. It's tight. He does a little bit of interview, but it's not too much. He mixes in the B-roll really well. So I'm like, man, I wish I could do a tight one like Simon does. I get there. I've tried. I take a little bit. And I'm like, fuck this. I want to hunt for comics and toys and talk to people.
That's the thing. So when I make those videos, my day is dedicated to that. I don't think about. I don't even bother looking anymore at things. At the end of the day, once we're done, I'll look around. But my primary focus is the video. I'm constantly just, which is why Sarah hates it. She's just like, can we just enjoy the day? I'm like, no, I'm gonna make a sick video. And obviously now a lot of people know me from the convention, so I'm getting so my viewership now, like, is no longer US is no longer top dog. Australia is like shot through the
That's
roof
awesome.
because conventions and also my vlogs for the local stuff. So I the biggest bump I think ever after I released that giant size toy fair video, I went up 18 subs.
Wow.
Nice. You got any
big-
more cons coming up soon over there?
Sorry?
You got any more conventions coming up soon?
Yeah, so next week I've got the Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair, which is a great event. They did their first one last year, and I've got to hit the guy up because he invited me to it and offered media passes. I was like, yeah, cool. So I went to the last one. This time he said, I want you to have a do you want to have a table? And I was like, well, I don't really want to sell there. And he goes, you can do whatever you want with it, essentially. I was like, okay. Because my primary focus is to go there and make a vlog. If I was able to bring my cameraman, I would probably do interviews where I could interview people there, but I don't think he's free, so I don't want to force Sarah to do that, essentially. Because I was going to go around and interview stall holders and people who are there. Hey, what'd you pick up? Show me, sort of thing. So I think I'm just going to do the vlog, but I also have the table. I said, how about I do a live stream from the event? And I can hopefully organize with some people that I know to come over and they can show us what they picked up and shit like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So
We did that. There were a couple of those not too long ago. I want to say like 2-3 years ago. There were some people set up at some pretty big cons doing that, just getting a table and then interviewing people as they went by, as their friends, other creators came by and just did a stint on their live. That's good content.
So yeah, I'm probably going to do that live from the event. And then do a vlog to release whenever the following week. And then I got the Games Expo coming up, which sucks because on the same day that I'm going to the Games Expo, there's this comic fair that I've never been to called the Geelong Comic Fair, which apparently is really good. But I've got a ticket to go to the Game Expo, so I'm going to go to that. And that'll be a cosplayer video. Sorry, I missed that.
I've got my big con coming up in just a couple weeks where that's my local one, right? Lexington, Kentucky. So it's the biggest convention in Kentucky, and that's like my home con. So I'll be hosting a lot of people coming in. I'm not doing it this year. I'm not doing anything major this year, but I think for next year, I'm going to stay there because I've been driving back and forth and it's okay, but it gets a little old, right? So I think next year I'm going to make a point because I'm already taking the time off work anyway. So next year I'm going to make a point. I'm going to stay. I'm going to try and organize us a little bit so that there's somewhere for everybody to go afterwards and somewhere we can all eat and hang out or whatever, right? I'm going to try and organize some things for next year because people keep asking me like, hey, what are we doing when we get there? What are we going to? I'm like, I don't know. Do whatever you want. They're like, well, it's your town. I'm like, what am I supposed to play host to all these like 20 people? Like, and I guess the answer is yes. Like you're supposed to do that. I don't fucking know, I'm like, all right, so I'll have to get a plan going. Too late for this year, but as people keep asking me, hey, what's the plan? And I'm like, I don't have a fucking plan. I'm just going to go to the convention and have a good time, So I guess there's supposed to be a plan. So I'm going to do a few things for next year, maybe do some baller shit, rent out a restaurant, rent out a movie theater, and have some dancing cosplayers or something. I don't know. We're going to figure something out. So for next year and have a hub of operations because there's like, when's BubsCon? Yeah, exactly. There's like three hotels that are basically right there. And so people are scattered in those three hotels and they're all like the same price. So next year I'm going to try and pick an official hotel, an official spot and be like, hey, this is where we're all going to stay. And that way we can meet up in those, bars and stuff that are part of the hotel. So it'll be fun.
Oh man, I would kill to come to a con over there and hang out with you guys. It'd fucking be the best.
Come down with Sean, man.
Yeah, no, well that's too soon. Because when he told us, he was like, you guys are all always invited. Because obviously Mad Spidey really wants to go too, because he's obviously tight with all those guys. Problem is, I'm assuming Mad Spidey's in the same boat as me, as in we don't have savings, so because we spend all our money on bullshit. I think Mad Spidey's in the same thing as me, but there we go. Finally announced, BubsCon 2036. I'll be there. I reckon I could save money by then. If you do a con, Bub, if you can give me at least free entry into it, I'll come.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm going to start with the convention, with the Lexington convention, and then I'm going to piggyback off of it and just have like a private party afterwards for us, and have some things lined up for that, or some sort of private event. And that way people will be like, hey, where are they all going? Oh, that's part of Bub's crew. Okay, well then maybe they'll want to join and be a Siminion or whatever the hell we call these people.
Yeah.
And we'll nest up. So I think we're going to do that next year. So I'll tell everybody that this year, that next year I'll come up with something. It's just my own laziness, I suppose. But yes, Chad gets to do security for beer. So I supply the beer, he supplies the security. Because I figure the more beer I supply, the tighter security is going to get.
Yeah, right?
Carew. Bub's Carew. I don't know. I think somebody was trying to say Bub's Buddies at one point, that everybody's going to be called Bub's Buddies, but I don't know.
Bub's Bunnies.
Bub's Bunnies. Oh, we'll have Bub's Bunnies, but I only have one Bub Bunny right now, and she only goes private shows. So
what's the well now, Russ,
Nick.
that you've got, since Russ has got like so many followers, mate, what's the Russ fandom called?
Man, I don't know. I don't think I have a fandom.
Yeah.
Like the three people that bought my shirts.
The Rusty Trombones. How about that? The Super Rusty Trombones. Sounds good.
Big Bang.
Or you can just shrink it to Rusty's Boners.
You just call them boners.
Yeah, boners. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Hey, what do you think of my new camera angle? I changed things up a little bit. I reconstructed my desk. So now you can see all my pops up here.
Oh, cool.
You can see this a little better. You can see all this full stuff.
That back, the bit behind you, I think definitely looks better. Like directly behind your head there. Like with the TV screen. You should have something on that screen, like your logo or something up there.
I do, but it kind of flickers and it
Okay,
messes with the camera.
You gotta have
Like,
a,
it's not
it's a TV, it's not a monitor, right?
correct.
Yeah, so a monitor I think wouldn't do that.
TV. But I may just get a big sticker and put across it. That way anybody,
That works.
Is that a Laura Croft art print?
That's
Sure.
an original
Maybe,
commission,
Slack?
commissioned by Tricky Trapster.
Here? Yeah, that's Tricky
Yeah.
Trapster commission.
I
Oh,
know,
nice.
I know that, Bubs.
I had that made. I love it. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's one of my favorite pieces in my core collection. I just think it's so bombastic and out there, and
His art
Like-
style is always out there.
I love his art.
And he also changes his name every fucking 2 weeks, so I never know who he is
He's
anymore.
back. He's back to Tricky Trapster because
Is he?
he's liked a couple of my things. I think he's back. So look at that. I mean, that's
awesome.
it's so good. And I love that he gave her a unique well, congratulations. That's two great things there. But yeah, it's so out there, it's so ridiculous, but so perfect all at the same time. It's easily one of the favorite pieces in my collection that I have commissioned. So yeah, digging that. And he threw that in. Like, I didn't pay extra because I actually I bought a piece that he my
Wait, it was Clayface.
yeah. So my clay face is his.
Bub's World
And
Guy.
he had, I appreciate that. One of Bub's boners. So he had that, and I asked him about it and he offered it to me for sale. So I bought it from him and he was like, hey, but that's a piece I already did. Do you want a commission? I was like, yeah, I'll do it. How much extra? He's like, I'll just throw it in a quick sketch. I was like, yeah, Tomb Raider. And there it is. And when I'm on the spot, that's always my go-to. Like, someone's like, well, who do you want? I'm like, Tomb Raider. Yeah, give me a Tomb Raider. But now that I have this awesome one, I don't know. Like, I always thought if I had Adam Hughes do one, who's going to be at Heroes Con this year, that
Oh,
if
he
I
is?
had Adam, yeah, he is. He just announced it last week.
Yeah, but
So
how easy is it for you just to approach someone like Adam Hughes and say, I want a commission?
I'm trying to get in his DMs and I can't get anywhere with it. I'm trying to pre-order. Usually when they do big cons, they'll do pre-orders, but they don't open it up until like a month or 2 months before that convention. Basically, it has to be since their last convention. So if Adam Hughes is doing a convention in May, this one's in June. So if he's doing one in May, he's not going to open up commissions for the next con until the old con is passed. And then he'll be like, okay, I'm taking commissions. And then everyone will ravenously come and then he'll close commissions. So he'll be like, he might do 10 or something. And that's it.
Did you see that?
I need to check the guest list and see who all's coming, because one of the things I want to do this year is maybe get a couple autographs. I didn't do that last year.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know what my funds are going to be like. We're taking a cruise in May.
Oh yeah.
So I think I might have the old funds of low disease.
Everyone charges for.
It depends on what they charge, I guess, because I'm not like how much does Adam Hughes charge for an autograph? Do you know?
I've never met him. And that's the
yeah.
other thing. I have like 7 Adam Hughes signatures already and a sketch. So I'm kind of, or a remark, I should say. So I'm kind of like, how much money do I really want to spend just so I can meet the guy and say, hey, you're one of my favorite all-time artists, which is really all I want to say. And unless he's going to do me a piece of art, then I don't really need anything. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm sorry to cut you off, Simon, but it's not your channel.
Okay.
I have a book that is a Wonder Woman book, and it's all blanks on the inside. And the cover is done by Dan Parent. He's a guy that does Archie. So the cover is a Wonder Woman cover, and I would love to have an Adam Hughes sketch on that, just a free form. And surely he can do one of those in just 10 minutes or less. So I'm going to ask, if I can't get a hold of him at all before then, I'm going to ask him to do a remark on that. And I'm willing to spend up to like $200-300 for that. And so I just want to know.
Those blank covers, right? The blank books, sorry. So they came out back when Mark had his old shop. There was they had the Superman blank, Batman blank, and Wonder Woman blank. So I think I don't think I bought. Well, anyway, Sean Zars, he bought all of them, right? He bought a big stack of them. So what he does is he takes off the cover and then he puts another blank cover on there. So he's got an X-Men one, all blank, and he gets commissions filled with it. He's got some sick blank books that
I've heard of some people doing that, and that's the way to do it. You can still get those blanks; they're still out there. They're like $10.
They're not cheap.
I couldn't afford commissions probably. Like my budget last year was $200, and it's probably going to be about that again this year. So if it's like expensive autographs, that's probably out for me.
So here's the thing, Russ. So down here, it's a weird concept for me because down here, when you go to a con, you bring your books. They're happy to sign it. They don't expect you to buy anything. They'll just sign it.
You sent me a cool Batman book with Tom Taylor's signature.
Yeah. So Tom, the thing with Tom is I could bring 10 books and he'll be happy to sign them all. He's not going to ask.
Cool.
The only time I recently heard someone ask was we got Jim Chung. He was at Supernova last year. So the guy who I know who is the event director for Supernova, he bumped into me and he said, "Oh, Jim's not cheap." He charged Scott, who basically runs the event, $150 to sign his Young Avengers, I think, because it's some key book. But then I know someone else, this other YouTube creator, Nerdburger, she got hers personalized and he didn't charge. So I think it's because she asked for it, said it was okay with it personalized, he was okay signing it for free. So he signed my book for free, but he charged the other dude I know, it was like $150 or something like that.
There's usually 3 tiers. So the first tier is personalized, and often that's free. And then the next tier is just their signature, and that will have a cost. And this is for noted creators, right? For known people. If you're unknown, they're usually signing for free. Then you get the third tier is witness signature. And that's if you have CBCS or CGC next to you. Bless you. And if they're there, then the creator charges extra for that signature, for the hassle of it all, and for the presumption that you're going to sell it. Now, I thought my favorite thing was David Nakayama. So he was at Heroes last year, and I think that he was sponsored by a comic, a variant company, right? Store exclusive people, right? I forget. Unknown Comics, I think, is who sponsored him. And the way that they bless you, the way that they did it, bless you. The way that they did it was if you brought a book that was one of their variants, he signed it for free. So if you had him sign anything other than one of their books, then you had to pay, I think it was like $5 or $10 for a signature. But if you had their exclusives, he signed it for free, which was so cool because they were selling his exclusives like by the shit ton. They had a ton of them available. So you could just pick out any book, pay what they wanted for it, the 10 or $20, whatever it might be. And then boom, that's it. You bought the book and he signed it and you just walked away. You bought the book and got it signed immediately for free. So I thought that was badass.
Awesome.
The only time you actually had to pay here. So if they're just in Artist Alley, they'll sign your book. The only comic creator that ever had to pay was Kevin Eastman, but he was not in Artist Alley. He was like, so for celebrities, you have to pay for photos or signatures. They're a separate section. So you go there, you line up, you show them the token that you've paid for, and it's like one signature per token sort of thing. So Kevin Eastman had that. Now, what do you think of this story? Have you heard of CJ's story with John Jang?
No.
That's with the terrible commission.
No. Well, that too. So he cracked the shits because he bought one of the exclusive books off John, which was like not a cheap book. And then he asked him to sign it. And John was like, oh, that will be an additional this. And CJ's like, what? I just bought your book. You can't sign it. And CJ cracked it. I think he didn't even end up buying the book, maybe. Something like that. But then he paid for like a little sketch card, which he also wasn't happy with. But what do you think of that? Like, you just forked out this much for your book and he can't sign it for free? I think that's kind of weird, especially because I'm used to what we get here as well.
Yeah, I think anything you buy at the table should be signed.
Yeah.
It should be a free signature. Anything you buy. And they should be willing to sign it for free. Now, the last one I was at Heroes, I had Mark Schultz sign a book and I asked him to remark. He didn't really want to remark. He was like, I haven't drawn anything in forever. I'm like, just do it. He did a little scribble. It was fine. Then I had a couple of creators add something that wasn't like on their official charge list. So I think anytime you're doing that, if they're like, hey, that'll be another $20 or something, I'm okay with that. But like there was Crane, Clayton Crane, right? You don't hear too much about this past year, but he was pretty hot item a couple of years ago. So he had like that infinity signature where every letter of his signature was a different color.
Yeah, I love that.
And if you asked for that, that was like 3 times the price of a regular signature that he was charging. And then I remember Neil Adams, when he was around, obviously, he had a signature from him cost, I think it was like $50 for a signature. And then it was like, but if you bought one of his prints, not Purple Rain prints, but the poster print, right? If you bought one of the prints, he would sign it for free. And the print was $40. So I'm like, you're telling me that if I buy something from your table, you'll sign it for free. And then the total is $40. You don't have anything cheaper than that. Or if I bring my own book for a signature, you're going to charge me $50. And that's how he did it. So I was like, okay, because I don't know. Because I guess he didn't like the idea of his books getting signed and sold, maybe. And who's going to sell a signed print? I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
Signatures, man.
Yeah, I don't know about it. I like them, but you end up getting a lot from the same people. Like I have a book coming Monday, I think it's supposed to get here. And I have probably 5 or 6 Jim Steranko signatures. And this will be my last one that I'll get because this book, maybe 2. I think I have 2 books I'm going to get signed. But this book was it was the first book that I ever had him sign, but it was for a shop that no longer exists. And I told him, hey, I'm going to this convention. They're like, oh yeah, you're going. Isn't Steranko going to be there? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, take this book and get it signed. So it was a favor. So I took the book, sent it, had a witness signature and all that stuff, but it wasn't my book. So, and I never got to keep it, of course. So this time I want to take that same book or, my copy of it that I'll get on Monday and have him sign it. And then that'll be it. I'll tell him he doesn't have to come back to Kentucky if he doesn't want to. Now that he signed the same book twice for me over the span of, 5-6 years.
Yeah, no, we just get the same creators down here, so we don't get the big. The only international comic creator I can think of, we did get Nick Spencer. It was like early. I don't even know if I did YouTube yet, but I was excited, right? So this is the funny story. So me and my friend went to Supernova, I think it was. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get Nick Spencer to sign my Spider-Man book. He writes the current Spider-Man. That's cool. So I get there, and Nick Spencer's just sitting there at the table by himself. No one's in front of him. And I was like, cool. So I walk right up and get his signature. And while he's signing the book, I'm looking over the next table, and there's this fucking huge line for the guy at the next table. And I'm like, who the fuck's that guy? It was Tom Taylor.
Oh, there you go. That's your best buddy now, isn't it? You can go get a signature right now and a bag of Mackers for like $5.
Yeah. And then the next con, so that later that day is when I found out it was Tom Taylor. And he so I saw some people post books that were signed by Tom. I was like, oh, I've got that book. I'll get him to sign that next time I see him in a con. So he was at the next convention. I go see him. And I don't know why. I just assumed he wasn't Australian. I don't know why. So I'm so bad at striking up conversation. I was like, when you getting back? You know, thinking you're leaving. He's like, what?
When are you leaving?
He's like, I'm from here. I'm like, oh. I'm like, whereabouts? He's like, he told me where. I was like, oh, I live right next to there. And then that's when I first spoke to him. And then that's when 4 days later, he walked into my work. And I was like, holy fuck. I was like, is that Tom Taylor? But I still wasn't sure. I've only spoken to this guy one time. So I got to him and was like, hey, man, do you need a hand? He's like, yeah, I'm just looking for iPads. I was like, yeah, cool, man. We got iPads here. And he wanted the big one, right, the giant one. And I was like, we don't have that on display here. He's like, oh, okay. I might just go to one of your other stores and check it out. I was like, oh, before you go, like maybe I can help you out. I'll just, maybe we can answer some questions for you. What are you using it for? What do you do? And he goes, I write comic books. I was like, yeah, man, you signed my book the other day, and I fully fucking turned into a loser. And then I told my mate Tony, who's the guy who films for me at the conventions, because he works with me, and I was like, Tony, I'm serving Tom Taylor. And he's like, asking for a selfie. I was like, I'm not going to ask him for a selfie. He's like, just do it. I was like, no. So anyway, I end up getting him the iPad, and I give him his docket to say bye. And then I said, last minute, I was going, hey, man, can I be that guy and ask for a selfie? And he goes, yeah, man, let's do it. I was like, all right. And that's where it started.
And you've been friends ever since.
Yes. Yes.
Does
it was
he
funny
know that you're friends, or
he does? I don't think he remembers my name. He always just remembers me as best friend. Last time,
put Simon on there.
I think Mad Spidey went, oh, it's SimpleSimon's best friend. And he was like, who? And then he was telling me the story about how he forgets people's names all the time. And then he goes, you're easy. I just think best friend. I was like, yeah.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You guys got to get matching tattoos next time you meet them.
The last time, so when I did the video with him at the last con, I did the best. It was the best interview. And then we realized, and then Sarah's like, the camera just shut off. It's because she didn't hit record. No, I think what happened was she accidentally hit record. So when then she went to hit record, she actually stopped it. I think that's what happened, because there was a bit of footage of just randomness. I was like, I don't want to start it again because the naturalness is gone. So I was like,
Simon, I'm going to stop you right there, because this is the kind of stuff that will get you in trouble later on the replay when Sarah watches it at the end of this. And I just want to say right now, Simon is fully aware that the other totally possible thing that happened was he messed up in some way, didn't turn the camera on, gave you faulty instructions, or there was a malfunction with the camera naturally, as it's a crap product. So it's okay. That's all. I just want to put that out there.
You're going back. I like it. But I didn't want to start like ask the questions again. I was like, you know what? I had like these 10 this or that questions. So I was like, let's just do that and have fun with that. So, but next time I see him, and if I interview him, I might be able to try those questions again. But it was really good. Like, we talked about him winning the Eisner Award, and he was telling us about the award show, and I had some good questions in there. I'm going to stop now.
You should. That's just my friendly advice.
Sarah waiting around the corner with a baseball bat.
She's in another state, but I'm sure she's watching. She's like, yeah.
Hey, see, there's Jason.
getting
So
more and
Jason's
more
coming to
delayed.
Lexington convention. Well, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I need to get with you. We're going to do a little stream or whatever. Probably going to go live. I was thinking maybe the Monday or even the Tuesday, probably the Tuesday before the con. So the con starts on Thursday. So I'm probably going to go live the Tuesday night prior and do a little prep for the con stream where I get my stuff out, show what I'm going to take, what I'm going to, show off. And anyone that's going to the convention wants to join me on that, I'm going to shoot them the link and they can, we can all have a little get ready for the con party on Tuesday night. So Tuesday the 5th. It doesn't sound right. Yeah, Tuesday the 5th. Jason, be there or be square.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah. Con starts Thursday. So Tuesday the 5th, we're going to do the stream showing. Who all do you know is coming from YouTube land? I don't know. You're coming. Jambo is going to be there. We're meeting up Thursday night. Man, last time Jambo took me to a bar, I'll tell you, this place was rough. It was called the Tilted Kilt. And we will not be going back. Although he threatens that he's going to take me back there. I'm like, oh my God. All I have to say is it was like there were all these girls in like mini skirts, but it's not the girl you want to see in a mini skirt. Like they're like in all these fake, like, kilts, right? And these little crop tops. And it was like, man, was it rough. It was, yes, they were all tilted, but not in a good way. It was like, it was more like keeled over kilts. I mean, and then I was like looking, I was like, what's taking so long? And I look over and the bartender and she's pregnant, like in the, I mean, it was a shit show. I'm telling you, it was terrible.
Has Jambo been there before?
Yes. He's like, it's been
place?
a few years. He's like, no, he's like, it's been a few years since I've been here, man. This place looks a little rough. You sure you want to eat here? I'm like, you took me here and it was late. And I was like, we had already looked if there was anywhere else.
It's probably because the waitresses that were there were probably the same waitresses when he was last there.
They might have been just a few hepatitis shots later. And they were still there. I mean, it was bad. The roof was leaking and everything. It was like a bucket with water dripping in it next to us. I was like, this is terrible. We got our food. We ate. We got the heck out of there. It was rough. And it was nothing but it was like the two bookends. Like we were probably their main demographic. And yet there were fewer of us than anybody. There was like the really, really old guy, like sitting there, eating just a bowl of pretzels and licking his lips, and all the women that went by. And then there were the really young guys who were like the friends of the people working there. And they were like, 22 and stuff like that. And they're just hanging and all the girls are talking to them because they're like schoolmates, And then we were like, and then we were the ones in between, we're like, this is ridiculous, we're not going back there.
Was the food?
We'll go somewhere. Actually, food was good. The food was good, but it just always, it wasn't worth it. I put it like that.
So some of the best food places is not about the service; it's about the food.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure Two Brothers Comics are going. There'll be a few, and then some YouTubers that I don't really know that well will be there, and then there'll be a lot of people from Instagram too that I know will be going. So there's always a couple. Like I'm always surprised when someone puts out a Lexington Comic-Con video. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know this fucking guy. Never seen him interact with the community or anything that I know of. Maybe he's got his own little pocket of people, but there's always somebody who puts on a freaking killer video for the convention, like a awesome video for the convention. And they're like, got like 300 subs. I'm like, oh man, that was a great video. I wish I could put that video out, But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, there'll be a few people there.
Sweet Southern style. I'm just looking at videos from Lexington Con.
Yeah, and then there'll be like people who do those things that are not comic people. Like it'll be a cosplayer or someone who does, makes hand soaps, or just people who are getting out for the day. Travel vlog today. We're gonna go to the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention.
Near Mint Condition did a video there. He's a fucking huge channel. Have you heard of him?
Nope.
He's a
No,
massive channel.
How long ago though?
He does like omnibuses and stuff.
Eh.
He's got fucking 95,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, but how long ago did he do that video?
11 months ago, baby.
Oh, so that was this. Yeah. So there you go. So I guess a lot of people know him. I don't know. He should be the one having a freaking movie night then. What the hell? Where's my invite there, near mint guy, whom I'm not sub to, but I'll correct if you buy me dinner. Yeah. There you go. Like Shannon 4th Street or Shannon 4 Street Bend or whatever, 4-string bend.
Who's that?
He'll be there. I don't know. There's a few local type people that come to this one.
How far out is it for you?
For me, it's like a 2-hour drive, sometimes 2.5 if traffic's bad. But it's across the street from my office. So, I work from home, but I do have an office I can go to if I want to work at the office proper. So like Thursday, I'm going to go to work at the office. People were like, they never see me there. They see me once a quarter. I show up for a meeting and that's it. So I'm going to work from there Thursday.
The Hot Wings video is going off tap. I only working with like 80 views this morning. Now it's on 200 something.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
The bomb video?
Yeah. I don't think they've watched it. I thought the thumbnail was great. I don't think the video was quite to the standard of the thumbnail. Because I was editing that video. I was like, this is such a shit video. Because it wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be.
What you got to do, man, is just like take a straight shot of the sauce after you eat the chicken wing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
Russ trying to kill you.
Those kind of sauces, Russ, like if you were to taste it, people will give you like a toothpick. Just to like.
See, to me, it's like, I don't really know why people do that. Like, I like hot sauce that actually tastes good and has a flavor. I don't know why somebody would purposely like want to eat something so bad you have to sign a waiver saying you can't sue them if you if you have to go to the hospital or something. It's like, I don't get the whole attraction to. Like, I love hot sauce if it's got flavor and tastes good, but I'm not going to purposely eat something that's going to burn my throat out.
What kind of hot sauce do you eat?
I like there's this one sauce. It's like a mango habanero, and it's just got the perfect like heat and sweet combination.
Is it the Byron Bay one?
No,
because an Australian one that makes the same thing, and it's like a really famous hot sauce. It's mango and which I had, whatever. But like
I can't remember the name on it, but
hang on a sec. So you can eat that sauce, but you can't eat a jalapeno.
Just a raw jalapeno, like seeds and all, man, that burned me up, dude. Especially the next day in the bathroom.
Habanero is a lot hotter than.
Yeah, but it's just that mix of the sweetness with the mango in it.
I'm a honey barbecue kind of guy, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, honey barbecue is real good.
Honey barbecue. And I'll take that medium.
But as long as something's got flavor with the heat, I can handle it, man. But if something's just hot for the sake of, like, somebody creates something in a lab that's like 10 million Schofield units or something ridiculous, it's like, why are you doing that?
Apparently it's a real thing. So, for example, I'm way too scared to eat a Carolina Reaper. Way too scared to eat that, right?
Yeah, I would not try that.
I'm like, it's like really hot, but like the flavor is really nice. And I'm always like, shut the fuck up.
I don't think a Carolina Reaper has any flavor, so I'm not even going to try.
Rob Fatstacks the other day was going, no, there is definitely a flavor there. I was like, yeah, but
the flavor is death.
How? How is there flavor there?
Yeah, this tastes like the last thing I'll ever eat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to figure out where I'm going for my. I've got to do a vlog today because I'm all out of.
I've been meaning to ask you, Simon, since it's been about a month now. It feels like, did they off-center your hair? Because it looks like more of it is red than black than used to be. Like it used to be centered.
It slowly goes over.
Off-centered.
It slowly goes over, and then after it gets really bad, I get recenter it. But it is definitely going over, isn't it? Real bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's slowly going all red.
But you paid that price, didn't you? You paid for it. Or does Sarah do that for you?
No. I get a hairdresser to do it, but like I've noticed, it sort of slowly kind of goes over for some reason, and then every now and then we'll just recenter it. Like she relined the back because the back was getting a bit out of whack. But yeah, the top is actually quite off center,
It's
isn't it?
way more red. It's like 2 inches or whatever you guys call it.
I think
2
it's also
kilometers.
I think it's because of the way my hair falls too. It doesn't really so when I was younger, my hair would just part naturally perfectly, like right down the center, and now it's not quite.
Just be glad you still have it.
Yes, that's true. That's true too.
And amazingly so, because you've really mistreated it. Like
That's true.
You would think it would have fried out and fell out just 10, 20 years ago.
Wake up one day and the red side's completely
just fall
gone.
out. It's just laying on his pillow. He just wakes up.
I'm surprised, man.
Have
It's
his
like,
head.
like I've literally been bleaching it. What? So I only get my haircut not that often, but I would say at least 3-4 times a year, right? Times 20 straight. That's a lot of fucking bleach sessions. And there was one time I actually tapped out. So my previous hairdresser, I had him for about 10 years, and he was doing my hair for over 10 years. I've known the guy since I was 18, but he was doing my hair. I followed him he left like this big chain hairdresser place and opened up his own shop. So I followed him there. He did my hair, but he was very experimental. And he'd always want my hair to be white. So he'd bleach it, and sometimes he'd then realize, oh, it's not quite enough after you washed it out. Let's apply a second application, which apparently you're never supposed to do. And that second application, once your head's already burning from the first application, once he puts it on again, he's just putting it onto a damaged scalp. And it's fucking tough. Like, it was tough. One time, though, I just couldn't handle. One time, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, and I'm just trying to take it, right? I'm a fucking man. I'm like, well, fuck no, my fucking head's on fire. It's all good, man. This is good. And then I got to a point of like 40 minutes, and I was like, dude, I can't. This is too much. And he's just okay, man. I've had other people who couldn't do it for 5 minutes, man. You've been sitting there for. I'm like, dude, I've been sitting here for more than fucking 40 minutes. I've been sitting here for fucking 10 years doing this. But it was because he applied so many applications. I was like, and then now that I got so what happened was one day I called that dude up to make an appointment, and the lady who picked up, I go, oh, can I just make an appointment with Ray for Thursday? And she goes, Ray sold the shop and moved back to Lebanon. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was like, what? I was like, what? Why wouldn't you tell me that? Like, I've known the guy for so long. And I even saw him a month before that call, he came into my work and bought something off me, right? So I was like, I was lost. I was like, who the fuck's going to do my hair now, right? And he gave me a good price. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? So anyway, I just went to the local and asked them, how much would you charge for this? They gave me a price. Like, that's pretty good. So here's the thing. To bleach your whole head is fucking expensive. It's like $160 or so, right? To bleach your whole head. But they're like, since we're only bleaching half, I guess it'll only be half of that. I was like, oh, that's good. You know why? Because it's more work to do half the head because you got to fucking center it, right? It's like, okay, cool. I'm down with that. So I got the new hairdresser. I've been with this lady ever since, Fran. And when I was telling her, she does it so quick. So my old hairdresser, I was like 3 hours was a quick day. I was sometimes there for 4 hours doing that's a whole day, right? This new lady, I'm like, I can get out under 2 hours sometimes. And she bleaches my head till it's yellow, which only takes maybe 30-40 minutes, right? And then she puts the red, and she goes, the yellow holds the red better. You shouldn't go to white. And she goes, you should definitely not wash your hair out and put another application of bleach on and peroxide. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so much happier. So the funny thing is, right, during COVID, once we came out of COVID and shops opened again, I'd already been seeing this lady for, a couple of years, I guess. And one of the guys at work goes, oh, this guy called Ray came in and asked for you. I was like, I think he's my hairdresser. He goes, yeah, he just told me to give me his number to give him a call. And I was like, no, it's done, mate. You disappeared on me without a word, mate. We're done. I've got a better hairdresser now than you.
Look at that. Simon's always burning bridges. That's his favorite thing, man. He chucks
But
it.
eventually the thing is
he finishes half his beer, he chucks it back, lights it on fire. That's how he does.
The real thing though is I'm going to wake up one day half red and half gray. That's the real issue.
Have you got gray coming in the black there?
I got just a couple of strands on the back. You can't really notice them.
Do you color that side at all?
No. I think one time she noticed some grays, so she blacked them. But it's not. I wasn't like it's not patchy. It's just like a strand here and there.
Right.
I
got a lot of gray.
Sometimes we bleach this side, some of the red back to black. Just
I
to
got my haircut coming Tuesday of next week. I get a haircut. It's just too much. I need about that. That makes me happy. This is too much.
You do like the slick back thing though, don't you?
Yeah, but my hair is so like naturally my hair would be like a big afro. Like it curls up and it just like an Anglo fro as they call it.
How good would that look? What do you reckon, Russ? I reckon
not good.
Grow it out.
Not good because then you wake up in the morning and it's like this, and you gotta work it and get it to look halfway decent. It's wild.
Yeah. I'll probably wrap this up pretty soon because I think I'm going to head out.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. It was good to see you.
Yeah. Because I need to half an hour to get to this place. All right. I'm going to go to a place today to do a vlog at a place called Hunted Antiques and Collectibles. Oh, they spell collectibles like that. Interesting.
No, it's K Hunted and the H is silent.
What? Oh, okay.
It's just cunted. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I might actually go there and do a vlog today because I need vlog content. My vlogs do okay.
Are you enjoying it though? That's what matters.
Yeah, I am. It just gets sometimes I feel like I have to go somewhere like today. Yeah. But it's fine. Like when I'm there, I like those places. Like I like going to these places, so it's fine. It's more like it's
content.
Feels like work.
I'd say so. But you've got your members to impress now, so let's have it.
I've got a members only video for my Minions coming out again with the spicy noodles. Me and my friend went to it's like a food vlog.
I'll be skipping that one. It's not all gold, people, but the price is low.
There's a little bit of toy content because at the start, while I'm waiting for him, I was like, let's go to Target and look at some toys to keep the content on brand before we go show you some food.
I appreciate that.
What you got planned? Let's go with Bob first.
I've been doing these kind of lunchtime lives, and I've really been enjoying that. I remember when I first started doing my Monday night show, which ran for like 4 years, that before that, what gave me the gumption to do it were all these lunchtime lives, because I'm like, nobody's ever live at lunch. So, and you get a nice mix of different people roll through. It's never the same people watching every day. And then if you produce it properly, like I do, like no timer, no lead-in timer, you should have an intro still, you should have an outro still, and you interact with the chat some, but not as much as you would like on this, right? So you kind of keep it tight and you don't let it ramble on. So like 30 minutes is a max for me. So 20 to 30 minutes is what I'm always shooting for. And then that's a perfectly rewatchable video later. It's the same as any of my other content. You can't really tell the difference. It'll say streamed X number of hours ago, but when someone clicks on it, they're still getting all the same production that they would from a pre-recorded video. Yeah. So, and no timer, because that timer is as soon as I get to a show that I think is new, an episode of something, and I click on it and it has a timer, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to sit here for 30 seconds clicking fast forward. I get the fuck out. I'm out, people. So that's what happens. So
I watched your whole stream the other day, the one where you showed. What'd you show? I made a comment.
I'm sure it was fantastic. But go ahead.
It was one of your lunchtime ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's right. Clayman. You showed all the art books and stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was supposed to bring a Clayman cover for you to judge next time.
That'd been good because I'm hot on his stuff. Dude, and I have a convention coming up that I'm going to be selling at. Me and Jambo are doing another convention this year. We're going to be in Danville first weekend of May. So May 4th, actually. May the 4th be with you. So that'd be cool to be in a geek kind of setting on Star Wars Day. So we're going to do a May 4th convention, and I'm doing something different. I'm really excited about it. So I'm changing my whole setup because I got rid of all my dollar books already. All my cheap books are gone pretty much. I sold all of that out over a year ago, almost 2 years now. So Instead, I'm going to do artist-specific boxes. So I'm going to have a box of Adam Hughes, a box of Dave Stevens, a box of Alex Ross, a box of Jack Kirby, and I'm going to be doing that. Now, admittedly, they're going to be my favorite artists, right? A lot of my favorite artists. But if people don't like it, too bad. You know, but a lot of it's overflow from stuff that I have, doubles that I have, and stuff that's just that I have had, but now I'm okay with not having. But I'm going to do artist boxes, and then, you know, I'll have to have some wall books along with that too. But similarly, those wall books will be some of the more expensive books by those same artists. So that's going to be my focus for this con season. As I set up at cons this year, that's going to be my focus. And so there you go. So I'm in buying mode right now. I'm buying up those artists as I see them affordably, and then I'll stick a few more dollars on there and sell them at the conventions. So there you go.
Very good. Rusty, now that you've reached your goal, you've reached the pinnacle of 9,000. What's the next channel goal, mate? I mean, are you still going to do the Big Bang thing, or?
I don't know if I'll keep doing that or not. I do want to get organized again and bring back the Let's Talk Comic show. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks I can get that rolling again. And I think I'm finally going to get around to reading those classic X-Men and maybe doing reviews on each one of those, because I've been meaning to do that for a long time now. I need to get on that. I've been real lazy about reading.
Please take extra focus on the back cover for the first several runs of them, and then also the added content, because I would love for you to compare the new content with the original content and see if it really helps with the story or enhances anything. I personally don't care for it. I don't like it, but most people like it. So I'd love for you to talk about that some when you get a chance.
All right. I'll definitely make a point to highlight that.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. What have I got coming up?
Nobody asked.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I didn't go to the shop to see Mark this week because he closed the shop due to the weather. So I didn't even pick up books this week. I was supposed to film at the shop, but we didn't. So that's why I need to go out today and film a vlog. So look out for this vlog. And I'm going to go out today and go check out this antique and collectibles place. Collectibles spelled with an I. Because I think
how much longer is Mark going to be in that shop before he moves?
You spell it with an I.
You guys spell it with an I. We spell it with an A. I spell it with an I to cater for you guys. But now that I've got more Australian viewers, I might change it back to I.
Collectables.
Collectibles. Sorry, Russ. I lost my thought. What were you saying?
How much longer is Mark going to be in that shop before he moves?
So this is the final month of Big City. So if any of the 6 people watching happen to be local, this is the final month you're going to be able to walk into the shop, the set, walk onto the set of the new Rebirth and visit Mark and say, hi, Mark. It's going to be interesting. So we probably only do another episode or 2, and then I'm going to do more like a vlog style one following him and his move. He asked me if I want to come in on day and do a time lapse of them packing up the shop. So I'll probably do that. But yes, it's going to be interesting times. We'll see how the next chapter goes. So once we get to episode 100, I'm going to call it a day on that show, and then I'm going to rebrand again for the 3rd time.
What are you going to call it?
Well, Mark keeps saying that I can't be the noob anymore, but I feel like I'm just a noob for life. I don't read enough to be not a non-noob. So I'm thinking someone suggested Noob Universe. That's a good name. I like that. We'll see.
Hey, did you notice I went back to Bubs World after all that?
I did. So when did I notice it? It was really weird. I went to type.
Oh, when you were doing the Siminion stuff.
Yes, that's when it was. And I was like, oh, because the funny thing was, remember when I did your the box? I think it was the USA box. I used the Bubs World logo on the thumbnail, I think, but I said Bubs Comics because you were still Bubs Comics. The reason I used the Bubs World logo was because the last time you sent me a box, you were Bubs World. So the video originally was called Package from Bubs World. So that's why I used the logo, but you were technically Bubs Comics when you sent it this time. And then you changed back. I was, when's all this
I'm
happening?
back to Bubs World, but I left my Bubs Comics logo. So
And is the Bubs Games and Records, is that still a thing, or did you get rid of those?
it is, but it isn't. So what I found out was that one of the reasons I changed back from Bubs World is because I went to a couple of conventions and people were like, "What's your channel?" And I would tell them it's Bubs World. And when you type in Bubs World, you just get a bunch of shit that's not me, right? You get some little kids playing Minecraft and shit, right? Doing clay dinosaurs. So that wasn't working. And then someone recently told me, they were like, all you have to do is when you do your videos, put your own name. So put Bubs. So if you do a comic video, just put the title of the video, put a bar, and then put Bubs Comics. And then if you're doing a vinyl video, put the title of the video and then put Bubs Vinyl, if that's what you want to be known as. And then when people search, if someone searches Bubs Comics, they'll see like my last 10 videos will pop up. And they'll be like, "Oh, okay, well, that's you, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." So that's the
smart.
idea.
Interesting. I'm never going to change my name. Simple Simon.
I wonder if I should go back to Russman instead of Superrus.
Man.
I think you should go back to Russman Funk Collectibles or whatever it was.
Yeah, Fun Collectibles.
The fact that Russ wanted to have wanted to pay homage to Superman and went with Russman rather than Superrus. It's just like, what the hell were you thinking, man? You put no thought whatsoever.
He wanted to keep the man. He cared more about the man than the super.
just man 9,000.
Yeah,
Drop
man
the super
9,000.
altogether.
Do people really search for the at name?
Well, that's another reason why I changed, because they forced me basically, because I didn't choose bin time or whatever, to have Bubs World 181 as my tag. So there for a long time, I don't know if it still is the case, but when you pop into someone's live stream, it shows your at, or it was showing your at.
It's really weird. So sometimes I look at the comments and it says the actual name, and then I look at it again later and it says the at. It's like it switches sometimes.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I was already being called Bubs World. Everywhere I went, they were like, "Oh, there's Bubs World, there's Bubs World." And I'm like, "I'm Bubs Comics." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll just be Bubs World." Fine, here. Go ahead, YouTube. The algorithm has decided.
I have changed my at thing, which is a problem. So because when I first came up, I wanted to be the Simpleverse, but for some reason, it wouldn't let me. It made me have Simple Simon at the start of it. So for a while, it was Simple Simon verse, which sounded shit, but I couldn't change it. I couldn't get rid of the Simple Simon. It wouldn't let me. I could only I could only add to that. And then recently I tried it and it let me change it completely. So I changed it to the Simple verse. Thought that was just better. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to head out. So thank you guys.
Wrap it and head out. That's a good for all you folks out there. That's good advice. Simon says, "Wrap it before you head out." There you go. Good job.
Or head in.
Yes, my at names are all the same. So my at BubbsWorld181 is the same. I also changed my Instagram, and I also did something else. I added my real name to my Instagram account and then put Bubs Comics in quotes, because when I went to a hoity-toity convention this year, right? Or last year now, in Dallas. And I was like, "I'm Bub." Everybody else was saying their real name, which I don't have a problem with, but so many people call me Bub. I was like, "Well, I'm Bub." And so by the end of the night, everyone was like, "Oh, that's Bob." so I had to ditch that. So yeah, there you go.
I can't bring myself to change my Instagram name because it's so different. But obviously, at the time when I came up with it, made sense because that was the name of my comic show. But I've just had it attached to so many things. I can't change it. It's just like it's going to create a dead link in all this other shit. So I'm not going to.
That reminds me of like when I was Russman, it was just one word, Russman, instead of a space. And some of the people in the Funko community used to call me Roshman. I'm like, what? It's like, I've known you for 3 years. You think my name is Roshman?
Yeah. That goes. Oh, AR is going to change his entire branding to sell my next scam or comic. What happened to Tony? I don't know, But we're so glad you don't have the power to shut this stream down like you do all the others I'm on there, Killjoy.
Right.
That's what I have to say to John's
Tony,
comments.
me and Tony had some spicy noodles earlier, so he had to go. Which reminds me, I probably need to go before I go out. So
remember to wrap it before you head out.
I will. All right, everyone. Thank you who jumped in for a bit and hung out. We appreciate you. And hopefully we'll be able to hang out again because I haven't been doing this is only my second live stream for the year. And I like hanging out with you guys. So hopefully we'll organize one soon. And remember that these are available from Bub's World. Why does it say Bub's Comics?
And it's going to keep saying Buzz Comics. I'm not switching back. All the branding for any comic type stuff is going to keep saying Buzz Comics.
All right.
Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.